Don't they know themselves from Wild Goose Chase? Wild Goose Chase. What would your morning be without me singing off key? Good morning, everybody. Wild Goose Chase, Earth Crisis, Steel Pulse is what I'm jamming to this morning. World gone crazy, mass producing test tube babies. Good morning. I gotta look at the lyrics to this. Earth Crisis, people going crazy. Woo. But I got a couple different perspectives. Y'all got your coffee and bananas. I got my coffee right here, and I got my bananas. Monopoly, baby. We're going to talk about the real world today, baby. We're going to talk about the real world. I can't do the fake world. I can only do the real world. This is why I don't watch TV, but damn sure my friends send me a whole bunch of videos of people out there acting like the Pentagon. Oh, Pentagon, huh? I was thinking about that this weekend. Somebody sent me a message. Said, oh, you going to say something about the looters? I was like, okay, let me think about the looters. What is looting? What is looting? And the first thing I did, I went to my mirror. Because that's the first place I go. Usually I can't get away from it. I just always look in that thing. And I look in there and say, okay, have you been looting? Have you been supporting looters? Did your coffee come from lootification? Is the cup looted? Is the coffee machine looted? And where did that come from? And I thought about it. Like, damn, I've been looting my whole life. Looting my whole damn life. And that is not a call to go looting. No, it is not. No, it is not. It's not. It's not. It's not. No, it's not. It's not a call to go out there and act like the billionaires, NATO allies that they bought. Come on, everybody. Everybody going crazy. Like, the best Instagram. I gotta tell you this. Oh, that's my brother right there. My brother Jamil. Oh, my brother Jamil. Man, he said, you know what? He likes a third eye, but the third eye is fake news, Jamil. I do not have my third eye. I don't think it's open. I'm just hoping people are smarter than I am. That's Jamil, man. We used to sit back in college. We used to sit back in college in the dorm rooms trying to figure out how the world works because we knew 99.8% of the professors were lying. They had no damn idea how the world worked. They were just there to educate us on what they were educated on. All right, hang on. Let me... Oh my gosh, it's so much in my mind. I know we might be here for a minute. Depends on how long my voice holds out. People, I don't really have a whole lot of time. I've been doing my anarchy thing for the last 48 hours. I've been enveloped in anarchy. Assuming you know what the definition means. I saw someone sent me a report from, I guess it was the news report. I saw a clip of it and said, there's anarchy in the streets. And I was looking at the news like, no, ain't no anarchy. I mean, they go to the street right there. I'm an anarchist. But what them people doing, that's not anarchy. I'm watching the news like, no, anarchy is what I've been doing last 48 hours. Shoot, I got my slides for the microscope. I've been looking for protozoa in my soil. I've been looking at my friend's soil, looking for the fungi. This is what anarchy is. Anarchists are people that believe in sovereignty. What they're doing in the streets, that's not sovereignty, baby. That's called democracy. See, you got local looting and you got global looting. And it's all done under gang violence, where Plato tried to tell you what a democracy is. What is a democracy? A democracy is mob rule. And it's all if the mob is ruling, you know what that is. Plato tried to tell you. No, hang on, dang it. I got my voice in the background. I hate my voice. Come on, everybody. Everybody losing their mind. Y'all enjoying the democracy out in the streets. And them kids doing what your government is doing. Them kids doing what your political parties are doing. Them kids doing what the NATO allies have always been doing. Looting, doing what Hitler wanted to do, doing what Mao was doing. It's just at a certain level, it's okay, isn't it? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay when the people do it that I like do it. It ain't okay when the people do it that ain't like, they ain't stealing for you. That's the difference. That's the difference. Ain't nobody gonna vote for these poor people out here and the thugs out there stealing in the street and looting. Ain't nobody gonna vote for them. Nah, you trying to convince me that they bad guys. And I'm looking in my mirror like I've been a bad guy my whole damn life. Everything I got stolen. Who actually sets up the world? Who gives you a choice between local looting and global looting? It's the only choices you're gonna get. Remember this, people, they own you. So the Instagram award of the year, probably for the coverage of the everybody out in the street acting like they the Pentagon. So many good videos. Probably goes to Sunshine. Sunshine. What's the brother's name? Sunshine. He's around here somewhere. Sunshine. He used to be a Bernie guy. He must be out at all the protests. Protest riot things. But you know what? Somebody says something. Hang on, I'm almost ready to go. Let me get my stolen devices together. Like, that's stolen. You stole that. You're in downtown to the store. The Apple store, you stole that. No, first of all, it's a Droid phone. Apple is for like really, really super privileged people, and I ain't one of them. It used to be an open source, not free. They used to be on the open source, low budget thing, right? Back in Macintosh, when iPhone and all of that, just their precursor, right? And then finally they became the elitist phones. Now I got a Droid. I wasn't down at the Droid store stealing it, okay? I was not down there. You did not see me, and if you ain't used to looking to people like me, then you probably saw a whole bunch of me. Because we all do look alike. That's actually just how that works. No, I wasn't down there. I sent Samsung, right there, Samsung. I sent Samsung. I wish that we could like test these things and find out where the minerals came from. Samsung went over to Afghanistan and stole this in their looting riot. When they went over there looting, Oh, goodness gracious. Hang on, let me get ready. I'm almost ready to go. I gotta bring YouTube in real quick. Good morning, everybody. Everybody losing their damn mind? Whew, I'm not. I ain't losing my mind at all. I was saying, hey, they shouldn't be looting 2 months ago when we wanted to go invade Maduro and Venezuela and Bolivia, and invaded Colombia, stole everything they got and stole their people, and we stole this land and we don't give no people nothing. I have no teams and no sides to join on. Like I said, within the human race, I am an observer. I observe until we figure out what Plato was trying to say. Plato tried to tell you democracy is the most evil thing on the planet, and you didn't listen. This is democracy. You see democracy unfolding in the streets. People like, well, it's Antifa and the prayer boys and the police. Like, no, they're all democratic groups. A bunch of people get together and they decide what Plato tried to tell you from a core concept principle about democracy. Oh, they got Rebecca. Rebecca say it all the damn time. It's this mob rule. And the mob is ruling. So now you see what it's like. The mob is ruling. Enjoy your democracy. Now, do you want to change the system now? Do you want to change the system? Or you want to keep it going? This is democracy. You see it unfolding in your streets. Anarchists, we were at home with our families, playing video games, in our socks and pajamas, and was gardening. That's what anarchists do. And anarchists understand that you are a sovereign. We can't rob you. We can't rob your store. We can't rob your person. We can't rape you nor touch you. We believe in sovereignty. Leave everybody the hell alone. What Plato tried to tell you was democracy is systemically making mob rule the good idea or the popular thing, right? A system isn't sovereign. A nation isn't sovereign. Political parties aren't sovereign. Antifa ain't sovereign. The prayer boys ain't sovereign. The KKK, the Nazis, none of these people, black people as a group, y'all not sovereign, neither nor the white people. I'm sorry if you're in those groups. You're not sovereign. The only thing sovereign is 7 billion human damn beings. The anarchists are at home. We're drinking coffee. The democratic people all out in the street, because I bet you most of them people are voters. I bet you that vote trying to figure out what happened to them. What happened? Oh my gosh. What was your best video? Anybody got a best video from watching the democracy people in the streets? Oh, this is not going to be a popular video. That's okay. I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to tell you exactly how I see it. It might be wrong, but damn it, I'm free. I'm going to tell you how I see it. I'm not getting involved. We gotta get out and fight the racism. I'm like, well, hang on, baby. You know what racism is? We talked the other day. Do you actually know a racist person? Number 1. 2, have they actually pulled a gun on you? If not, sit down, take a chair. Okay? What if? I had a question. I have a question. Because y'all know me. I don't have a life. I sit around listening to lectures in the garden when I ain't slaving, picking my damn cotton. And I was thinking about racism a few minutes ago. Like, well, what if these behavioral scientists and neuroscientists and Daryl, whatever his name is, goes with the Klan, the brother, the blue. What if they're right? What if racism is just like a tool for like the mentally ill, the impoverished, the downtrodden on the other side, and a way to get attention? What if it's just a way to get attention? What if they're right? I don't know, y'all trust the science on that? What if they're right? Because think about it like this. If racism just is a way to get attention, then the Ku Klux Klan ain't the best recruiters on the planet. The Ku Klux Klan is failing and the Nazis is failing too. If it's a ploy to get attention, you know who the greatest recruiters are, the racist people? Hoarding them together another group of democracy-focused people to hate you is the people in the streets. It's the rioters. That's where it comes from. You give them attention. This is why I like principles and like core concepts and looking at things at the base level, right? If they want attention, whoever's giving them the attention, there you go. There you go. Like the recruiter out here for the Army. Got that truck out there, play that music loud. It's a Hummer. They painted black, put some rims on it. And all the kids like, yes! Got there recruiting. So now anybody who wants attention, mentally ill, downtrodden, impoverished, whoever they are, they're just flocking. They got to go find them a racism group. Listen, babe, I'm going to tell you, all right, life, I know, these people right here behind me, they put checker pieces in front of you and they'll go out there and tell you to play some checkers. They give you the board, they give you a curtain, they don't show you what's behind the curtain. Life is always chess. If you can't figure that out, if you are following a herd, you are being herded. Herds are only for people to be herded. If the crowd is going that way, in life, I have generally gone that way. That way. Jamil, oh, you know what? Is Jamil still here? Were you here? I told them the story the time we was at the movie theater. I think he was with us, right? When they started shooting. When the democracy people jumped up and they was fighting. And Jamil was with me if he's still here. We were in college. And they're kicking that boy under under the movie theater seat right in front of us. And all of a sudden, pop, pop! That's all we heard. Next thing you know, I was outside. I think it was Jamil and a couple other people with me. We was outside running. I don't remember. You know what the funny thing in telling that story is we didn't have no run committee. We didn't have a run committee. Jamil was like, I didn't look at Jamil. Jamil ain't look at me. I think Larry and Mike were there. I didn't look at them. They didn't look at me. It was no democracy. It's people shooting. It's democracy people. On that side, they believe that side ain't got no sovereignty. On this side, they believe that side ain't got no sovereignty. And they gonna get each other together and fight because their groups are sovereign. Yeah, they go brother Jamil right there. Jamil, that's my brother. And then, all I remember was looking to my right. I said, they go Jamil, and they go, I think it was Larry, and I think it was Mike. And we was outside. Next thing I know, we're in the car driving away. We didn't have anything to think about it. It's like, nah, they want to take each other rights. And this was happening in the streets right now. Democracy. Enjoy. Just how Plato taught you. Just how he taught you. But yeah, we used to hang out. That's an old brother of mine. And now, mind you, we got into the partying. We got into the drinking because that's what college is. That's what it is. But before that, we used to sit out in that room at 3, I think it was Gervin's room, if I'm not mistaken. Jamil, right? We used to sit up there and just think about all the lies we were being told in class, except for one teacher. One teacher actually told us the truth. Everybody, all the professors were lying. And then we discovered girls and drinking, and then we lost our damn minds. But that's another whole question. We coming back full circle. Good morning, everybody. Let me see. I have to tell y'all, what are my favorite democracy videos? My favorite democracy video at the moment, because it was it's a whole bunch of them. I think my favorite at the moment this time was the black FBI agent. Did y'all see that? I think Sister Sissy posted. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Because what happened was the one private army called the police was going to arrest the other dude because he fit a description, but he actually was a private army for the bankers like the other private army called the FBI. They tried to arrest him. That was a great video. Y'all want to watch that? We should see that. It did not go the way it usually goes. It was interesting. The other videos when we talked about was the cop bashing the window in Minneapolis or Minnesota, wherever this all got started when they didn't pay for this. My other favorite video where the brother was like, we gonna get down there, we gonna make some change, we gonna fix the world, we gonna free the people, Black Lives Matter, and they got down there and they saw it was a pallet of bricks. Did y'all see that one? Oh my gosh. And then someone else posted a video, another pallet of bricks in Dallas, another pallet of bricks, another pallet of bricks. And I'm just sitting here like, do y'all, remember I told you, remember somebody told y'all about a week ago when this nonsense got to get going, 5 days ago, whenever the democracy broke out across America, and he was telling you that it's a trap. He doesn't like to say I told you so, but somebody said we done seen this before. We done seen it, we done seen it. We seen this before. It's a trap. Don't go. They're putting pallets of bricks. And I was thinking about that. You know how we talked about the cuckoo flu? And how all this got started in the pandemic, and then all this was planned, and they always do it. And after the bankers' currency and failure and whatever, they need a flu, a pandemic, or something. And then the political parties, they take what they can with disaster capitalism, and the medical industry come in and take what it can in disaster. The prison industry come in and take what it can, and Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, somebody got to sell the contact trace, and they can't get their disaster capitalism. And all levels of just disaster capitalizing. And it's okay when they do it. We'll hide in the house with some flu masks when they do it. But when other people disaster capitalizing, I was thinking about the pallet of bricks that they're finding all over. Let me see if I can find that picture. And I was thinking about, it's like, well, who would do such a thing? Oh my God, no, this is America. Nobody would do such a thing. And somebody posted something else, which is why I love Facebook. And the only reason I come here, some of the smartest people I know in life don't live nowhere around me. Unfortunately, the most intelligent, critical thinking people at a distance. And somebody said, well, the insurance companies and the buildings, right? Like, you know, it kind of makes some damn sense. You got some remodeling you need to do. You own that building, Goldman Sachs, you need to go on and you want a new pavement patio in the front, you need some new windows, the lobby is outdated, kind of got that 1970s vibe. In a pandemic, or in a plandemic, riot-demic, whatever you call it, I don't even know, they call it the Antifa-demic. I don't know, somebody got to come up with a good name, racism-demic, whatever you want to call it, right? Just go ahead and put a pallet of bricks right in front of your building. That's all you got to do. It's kind of like how they light their buildings on fire. They take out the insurance, like, oh, look, they the ratio. Somebody needs to investigate the buildings with the bricks right in front of them. The good thing, though, is that the young people, they starting to see through this nonsense. It's a few of them, not enough of them. It's a few of them, like, wait a minute, whoa. He done got the water and stuff, like, whoa, wait a minute, some bricks now. If I'm here and the bricks is here and everybody else get here and the water and the angry and the crowd, it's my yelling, and then what is that, crowd.com, what is that called, hireprotesters.com, whatever these websites are, and somebody hired this one guy. You know how much bricks cost? You can get you a pallet of bricks, damn sure for about $1.99. $1.99, you can get you a pallet of bricks, and you can probably hire just one protester. All you need is one, and to pick up one brick that probably costs about 1 cent, and throw it through that window. Probably for about, shoot, I say, what you think, about $359 a building can get complete renovation. Complete renovation. I just see people being played on all sides. That's all I see. That's all I see. And I'm not chastising the young people for looting. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I've been voting for looters my whole life. I've been voting for Democrat and Republican and American and NATO ally. And I've been cheering and supporting the looting my whole life. I probably bought about 15 laptops in my life. I've been backing them all up. And the way that I see it is, who am I? If we're going to be casting stones, who am I to be the one to cast stones at the poor people who's locked in their house, treated like some damn animals for 3 months, and cast stones at them for looting, and they out there getting them some television sets? I'm privileged, y'all. I'm privileged. I try to tell you, you ain't got nothing on me when it comes to white privilege. I done stole some whitey's privilege. I stole one. I don't know who. I think a couple of my friends online think I stole their privilege. I had a mommy, I had a daddy, I had a nice house, I didn't go to prison, I didn't get drunk, I didn't have to get a mullet, I don't drive a dirty pickup truck. I did once, but I don't right now. I done stole somebody's white privilege. I done had gobbled it all up. It might have been somebody's black privilege. It might even have been Hispanic privilege. I don't know. I grew up in a very nice neighborhood. Now, the hood was down the street, and I went to school with people from the hood, which is why I have a couple different perspectives in my head. I just stole somebody white privilege, and you out there yelling at them. And I'm like, no, they just poor white folk. They got the same problems you got. Now, some of them might have a leg up than you, but you in the same bucket when it comes to these dudes. You in the same bucket. You know, people like, yeah, but these are unprecedented times. Like, ain't nothing unprecedented nor dented about it. Just the way it happened. But this didn't happen in the civil rights movement because the black people done stood up and fought for the black people. Oh, is Jamil still here? What was that professor's name? I think it was Dr. Carter. Was his name Dr. Carter? He was an African-American studies professor. And I hate the name of that damn class. Why? Because I ain't your slave and I ain't African. I'm a Moor, but we're not going to go through all of that. I'm done with these labels of colonizers, killers, and the colonizer consciousness, slave owners, railroad tycoons, naming people, and people keeping that damn legacy alive. We was in his class. We had to do a report. Jamil, he's still here. Remember the report we had to do? And I did the report, and I called my father. And I told this story before. If y'all don't want to hear the story, say, nah, you told it before. Shut up. Just tell me. I'm fine with that. And I was like, I was like, Pop, I got to do a report on the civil rights movement. What do I do? What do I do? Because my father, he was down there marching. He marched in Cambridge and what was the other town in Maryland? I forgot the name of it. Easton or something like that. I forgot. Pop, I need somebody to tell me something. And he said, well, Ken. And because he called me Ken, some people call me Kenny, others call me Kenyatta, others call me Gerard, and others call me Mother Hubbard. You know, just depending on where I'm at. And he's like, listen, when the dogs came, I was gone. My father, he ain't lied to me. He ain't lied to me. He told me the exact damn truth. He told me the truth. He said, listen, you need to talk to somebody by the name of Dr. Boardley, okay? He was high up in SNCC. I don't even know what SNCC was, but that's okay. Some of y'all do. SNIC. He's high up in the SNCC organization. You need to talk to him. Because I get down there and got my signs. We got to get to going. Yeah, free the people. You know, but soon they let them damn dogs out. My pop was like, oh, I'm out. That's it. That's a wrap. That's it. He's one of them dudes get down there and see that pile of rocks. Like, nah, we ain't doing this. I got to work Monday. I got 3 boys at home. I got work to do. It's going to be hard work. And he worked at the Pentagon. It'll be hard working at the Pentagon with your leg half ripped up. I don't want people signing my cash with no damn dog. Anyway. So I had to do the report. He said, you need to talk to Dr. Boardley. So I called up Dr. Boardley. I said, Dr. Boardley, my papa told me when the dogs came, he ain't got the hell out of town and you stayed and fought with the dogs. And he said, nah, I ain't fighting no damn dogs. And Dr. Boardley, actually his daughter is on my Facebook too. And he said, well, listen, and this is the most profound thing. I'm gonna keep moving. I want to know what your favorite videos are from Democracy in the Streets. The thing that he told me that stuck with me, he said the problem is they don't ever put the truth on TV. And if you got the video, or the last time I told this story, it's probably gonna be some of the information, words might be a little different. Because I'm 29, and when you get to be 29, them neurons and how you remember stuff. Just think about the flavor of the story. He said the truth ain't never on TV. They show you what they want you to see. He said, every time we got down there and got to protesting and marching, them cameras would focus on all the black people. So you would think the civil rights movement was black people fighting for black people. He said that was not what had happened. He said it was not what had happened. He said if it was all black people, we'd have lost. We'd have lost. He'd have said that. And this is 20-some years ago. So I can tell you right now, but by the way, the civil rights movement, they didn't actually win. But that's another discussion. He said we'd have lost if it weren't for them darn white kids. The darn white kids. What darn white kids? The darn white kids that you seeing right now spray paint Black Lives Matter all on the bankers' buildings and everywhere. Them. That's the same ones. They ain't nothing different. Ain't no unprecedented about it. He said if it weren't for them, we wouldn't even gone. He said we wouldn't. He said half the time we'd go down there and we were protesting on the weekends. I think it was Saturday and Sundays. I forgot which one, because they had to work Monday through Friday. He said, if it weren't for them darn white kids, he said they just kept showing up. He said they kept showing up, they kept showing up, they kept showing up. And a lot of these young people today got the spirit of those kids back then. He said the only reason we even went at a certain point in time was to make sure that they didn't kill them white boys. That's all. That's the only reason we went. We didn't even want to go. Like, hey, listen, I ain't got beat up last week. I don't know, I'm gonna do this week. They had a little barbecue or something. Let's heal and we'll go back. Now they came every single weekend. Them white kids go down there on crutches and wrapped up and whatever and get on that damn bus. And he get down there like, oh, I'm making this part and I ain't really making this. No, this is true. I just kind of little fat, little sugar on it. Dr. Boyle get down there, look at that bus. Oh, dang, come on. My kids is on the bus. Shit. Oh, I gotta get on the bus. I was gonna go home. And they get on the bus because they had to work Monday. See, but them darn white kids kept showing up. But he said, here's the point. The point was that the only reason we went is we had to make circles around these white kids. These white college kids. Why? Because they kept coming back. They believe it in our freedom. And this is crazy. Damn it, don't believe in our freedom so much. I love reality. The fake stuff on TV, that ain't no fun. Reality is very interesting if you got the time to actually talk to people who did the things that you think was such a good thing. He said we had to make circles around these kids. He said because they were serious. When you get down there, he said they had bottles and rocks and dogs, and he said they saved the biggest rocks and the sharpest bottles for them white kids. Why? Because they needed you to think that the civil rights movement was black people fighting for black people and not everybody coming together and saying, that's it, we're done. He said, so the cameras always focused on them and avoided the white kids. But he said, we got down there and just formed circles around them because they saved the biggest rocks for them, because they didn't want them coming back. If they kept coming back, you would see that this is not a racial thing. You would see that this is people standing up for what is right. Right? And that end walks me to another old brother's comment. Like I said, the reason I am the way I am, people are like, yo, you kind of smart. Not really. I had good parents and I had a lot of good friends. Jamil was one, another brother by the name of Donnell Love. I gave a post by him. Let me go down to the post. He said something on Instagram, which, this is the only reason why I even log in. The only reason I log in is people here say amazingly smart things. I'm privileged, y'all. I was privileged to grow up with good parents, some good uncles, question the system, and a lot of friends who were just like, you know what, we ain't believing this. But I will say this, I do log into Facebook for smart people. There's one other reason I log in, and that is to see my local Batman. Did y'all see my Batman? This is my Batman. It's not your Batman. This is my Batman in Philly. He's the Bucks County Batman. Did y'all see him? He's at the rally. Oh, I was cheering. I saw that. I was like, Batman! You're a little lost. You're supposed to be in Gotham. You in Philly. I think Gotham, the modern day Gotham, is New York. You're a little lost, but that's okay. We love you either. Anyway, Batman. But Bucks County Batman show up. Here go right here. Walking through the crowd. Bucks County. He got to walk too. Look at that. Batman is here. Batman. Look how he walked through the crowd. Look at that. Woo! Batman, yeah, we're free. Our hero is here. Woo! And ain't nobody really looking at him. And I'm sure that they probably robbed him later and stole his costume. Stole his car. He gonna get back to the Batmobile there and stole the rims and the hubcaps and the lights and the dice and the mirror and then stole everything. But he was there, made me feel good. No, that's why I didn't want to show you that. That was happy for me. I was like, damn! Did y'all see him walk through the crowd? He came through the smoke. We all look for heroes, y'all. I know I talk about you and your Q and your Donald Trump and your Barack Obamas and all that. And I saw this, I just felt that. And look at him. Like look how he walking too. He a little guy too. He a little guy. Look how he walking. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. No. He down there in Philly. All right, let me stop with that. I gotta show you a post real quick. While I'm getting there, and then my mama called me this weekend. She said, "Kid, what's going on? What's going on in Philly?" It's like, I don't know, mama. The democracy and people's mad, and they down there, and they think systems and sovereigns and governments and nations and political hate groups just pretending to help. They all think they sovereigns, not the human beings, and they upset and they probably doing bad things. My mama said, they rioting. I'm like, okay, mama, it's anarchy. No, it ain't, mama. I'm an anarchist. I'm in my garden. I'm planting tomatoes and peppers, and I did a whole tray of carrots last week. I need to get these carrots in the ground. I believe in sovereignty. I ain't gonna take nobody else nothing. Are you watching? I said, no, Mama, I ain't watching. Yeah, well, you need to watch. No, I don't, Mama. You need to start watching the television. Remember, they only show you what you want to see. And my mama know that. She was a sociology teacher. She know that. She know that. But you get older, you need some drama in your life. It's like a little extra sugar in your coffee. You need that. Mama, turn off. They only show you what they want you to see. But my point with the whole, this is unprecedented. It's not. They're local looting. We got a Pentagon that globally loots through the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and the big banks that own them, all right? They do what these young people do. So I don't have any chastise for them. I will say don't do it the same way I tell the Pentagon don't do it. It's a bad idea. Stealing things from people is a bad idea. Bad karma. That's that colonizer consciousness. I got to show you this post from Donnell real quick. So no, it ain't new. Oh, we all standing up together. It's not a race thing this time. It never was a race thing. Okay? It's a colonizer consciousness thing. It never was a race thing. It's always about money and thinking you got the right to take somebody else's sovereignty along with their minerals, their oil, the land, a few of their women, and colonize them through economic hitmen. Well, what's an economic hitman? Look it up. Oh, this is my poster from this weekend. Y'all think I play around? I don't play around. I put everybody's business out here. This is why everything is public. My mom might get upset. This is my thing. So mama, she called me. She said at the end of the call, I said, Mama, I ain't watching. She said, when is martial law coming? I was thinking, well, you probably got to, I used to work in the insurance industry. I don't work there no more. You probably gonna have to talk to them because they're gonna tell the American government when they need to turn on the martial law. But then I try to get smart. And they're like, well, Mama, martial law started on February 21st, 1871. Everything since then was all by force, Mama. You know, that's the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. Please read, do your homework. No, I did not say that to my mother. Y'all crazy. My mother would beat the hell out of me right now. My mama, she'd drive in her car. She'd walk up here with a cane and a wheelchair and she'd beat the hell out of me. That's my mama. You think I got this way on my own? You think I'm smart? No. No, I don't talk to her like that. Act of 1871, look it up. You ain't got no government, you got a corporation. There's no business going out in the street protesting for them people to hear you. They can't hear you. It's not their job to hear you. They're not bad people. They're just a corporation. They're going to do what makes profit, and the bankers want y'all fighting. All right? They want you fighting. I'm going down. I'm getting to it. Give me time. I'm going to get there. Brother Donnell posted something on Instagram. It's the only people I follow is just deep people because they say stuff other people. And this is what he has said right here. Here you go, right here. Want to hear? Here you go. Here goes Donnell Love right there. Boom! You know, I agree with him. He said, I'd be down there if y'all was in suits. I'd be down there. Listen, I'd be down there. Well, I kind of agree with him. I wouldn't really be there. I'd be there in spirit. I'm not a protester, y'all. I did that before. I realize now the government don't really care what you got to say. Them two parties don't give two damns about you. You should know that by now. How old are you? If you're over 7, you should know that. They don't care nothing about you. All right? But this was it. Let me see if this comes up. This is what he posted. He said, I'd be down there if it were a real protest. You're not protesting. He said something so deep, I'm not even sure he knew what he said and thought he had said. Look at this. Hang on. Hit the music. That's music protest. That's protest music right there. Hold on. Whoa. Oh, dang it. Oh! Rose, why you just like the video? Rose, you can like the video. You messed up my thing. Hang on. I got to show you the whole picture. Here go the whole picture right here. He said if it were a real protest, I'd be there. And he said, this is what a real protest looked like. I got a little misty-eyed. Donnell here say deep stuff every now and then. That's my brother. Ooh, Donnell. I got a Donnell story. I tell stories. This was the brother that, if I remember, y'all remember the story? We thought we was Michael Jackson. And remember I told you the story? Because remember I say stuff and y'all like, yeah, he make that stuff up. No, he does not. No, he does not. Where I wanted to be Michael Jackson. And Donnell wanted to be Michael Jackson. And we got little sheets of paper and cut out curls and put them on our foreheads in elementary school. We went to school. We was Michael Jackson. Donnell Love. That's Donnell right there. Look at this. He said, this is it. He said, if this were a protest, I'd go. This is a protest. Dressed in suits, dresses. We come to mean business. Good club music, that's a protest right there. Look, brother in pink suit, gotta do a step. Oh, people say, well, you play music in the background. Oh, dang it, no, it stopped out. See, they didn't always show you what they want you to see. Let me go back. All right, I can't go back. Anyway, but here's the point. That's a protest. You know why? I tell you why. When you burning and looting, nobody care what you got to say, all right? You dressed in all black and you show up looking like you want to fight, guess what the police gonna do? They're gonna show up in riot gear and they're gonna fight you. That's the job, all right? That is their job. If you are gonna protest, you go down to show that you are protesting being oppressed. You don't go down there and show that you want to be the Pentagon. See, nobody cares about if you want to have the power. We only care if you want to remove the power. If you want to be the power, now I have no interest in the United States of Antifa. I ain't got no interest in the United States of prayer boys neither. I ain't got no interest in the United States of bankers and billionaires, okay? Don't nobody care about if you're down there looting and because you know why? The people will sit back and let the government treat you like the animal like you're acting like. They will. Now, mind you, we have limits. Don't make it, I'm just not anti-protesting. I'm anti-riot or whatever it might be. We have limits though. We have limits. See, I'm not watching the television and I'm not watching most of these videos because I know me. I know me all too well. When I get angry, I'm gonna do something stupid. I don't like to do something stupid, but I will say this, tread lightly, colonizers. Tread lightly on the consciousness. Yes, the kids are wrong. The liberal universities broke them. It made them come up with popular racist terms and made them angry. It even convinced the young white folks, the young white ones, they're supposed to hate their own skin. But tread lightly. These are still children. And even the most peaceful man or woman will only take but so much. And I will say that for the stuff that I've seen a lot of restraint and a lot of stuff that ain't restraint. But I would go to a protest if you were there to protest the actual problem. If you were there to fix something or solve something or knew who was your oppressor, I'd be there. I'd be there if you were in suits. See, the reason why the civil rights movement lost, but they made gains, is because they went down there in force, in suits and dresses, and didn't go to lobby or petition their government, right? Or let me say that a different way. A lot of them did, but that's not what happened. They went down there to petition and lobby their government. What they didn't know at the time is what we know at the time, because we can actually look up laws online. Their government doesn't care. Their government is their government's a corporation. But what they did is they protested in front of the television, and people could see people in suits who obviously did not want any violence, did not want any problems, didn't want to burn nothing down, didn't want to act a fool, who needed help. Help. We respond to help. You go somewhere in a suit and a dress and you take your kids. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about taking kids to protest. We do gotta, because some of y'all, I don't know how your mind works. I wouldn't personally go to a violent thing like this, people with masks and knee pads and whatever else. But I'd take my kids to a protest, I would. If they were old enough to make that decision. Because yes, I did see the video of the little girl who looked to be about 8 or 9 that the police sprayed with pepper spray. I did see that. And that did bother me. That did make me angry, which is why I need to move the topic on. If you show up at a protest and you're there to lobby the people, that makes sense. We have a plight, we need your help. People will show up. People will change their behavior, they'll change their ways. You show up looking for a fight, and nobody's gonna care. All right. So I agree with Donnell Love on that one. I would show up to the protest if it were actually a protest. That is not a protest, that is democracy. I have no interest in democracy. I understand what Plato was saying, that when you take people's sovereignty, and only people are sovereign, and you give it over to a system, and you make system sovereign, political party, you literally are recreating slavery. You are giving away your energy and your power to those you don't even know, in a system that you don't even know of to support you. All right, so the brick video, I love that brick video. A lot of interesting things. I mean, now's a good time to change things. Brother Walter had a post I want to comment on. He asked a question. He said, is it now time to leave America? What do y'all think? He said, it's time to leave America. And I know, I've talked about leaving America. I actually went to other countries and looked at land. Like, you know what? I want to live free for once in my life. I want to live in a land of the free and a home of the brave. Once in my life, I'd love to do that. Unfortunately, right now, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to tell you, I can't. Let me tell you why. You got the passion. You got people. They have no direction. Now is not a time to run. What happens in America right now will set the stage for the future of the human race, probably for the next couple hundred years, or if we even have one. America is the tip of the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and these bankers' spear that they have been stabbing the world with since the very beginning. All right. Now is not a time to run. Now is a time to talk. Now is a time to educate. Now is a time to read. Now is not a time to run. Now is not a time for cowardice. You got the energy and the people. Everybody's upset, and everybody's right to be upset. Everybody's correct. Name somebody in the Monopoly game that's wrong. Name somebody that's wrong to be upset right now. The black folk upset, the white folk upset, the prayer boys upset, Antifa's upset, the poor blacks upset, the poor whites are upset, the immigrants are upset. Everybody's upset. The left is upset and the right upset, and they're all right. In their experiences, they all have a right to be upset. They just don't have the direction of what the actual problem is. So now is not a time to run. Nope. Now is a time to educate. Now is a time to grow. Like another example. Y'all remember the buffalo? When the Native Americans hunted the buffalo and they had all the buffalo to a cliff when the bankers did it, and they had all the nations, they had all the groups, the parties, the democracies to the cliff. You can yell and scream as a buffalo all you want because you see that cliff coming, but the crowd can't hear you. They can't hear you because they're already yelling and screaming. They got their own messages going. White lives matter. Black lives matter. Blue lives matter. Everybody yelling and screaming. America matters. Whatever. All you got to do is go the other way. You can yell and scream all you want, but they can't hear you. But they can see how you're living. You can turn around and say, you know what? I now get it. I've been following the herd my whole life. I've been acting like a slave. I get the herd is always being herded and it's heading for the cliff. I understand now. Ain't no difference in local looting versus global looting. The only difference is somebody make a lot more money. Somebody does it in mass, somebody does it as a model, and others do it because they were born into impoverished situations and they do anything they can to get ahead. And at the billionaire level is doing what they can to get ahead. All you can do as a buffalo is turn around and go the other way. Like, you know what? I get it. I've seen this play before. They're racing us toward a cliff to kill everybody or kill off the population as much as they need to eat. And so we're going to turn around. We're not going to follow the bankers' herd. We're going to go the other way. And that's where my life has led me, y'all. It's just to go the other way. And they'll see you. Everyone won't see you, but enough of the other buffaloes will see you. And if they think, well, wait a minute, how come if we're all running this way, why are they going that way? Walk away. That's what you need to do. Walk away from conflict. Understand that everybody is right. Understand that all abusers are abused and all racism is a ploy for attention. Well, most of it today. Some other stuff, but most of it is a ploy for attention. Don't give hate the attention that it needs. Give it the water that it deserves. Fred Hampton. That's who you need to do. So don't run to the cliff. Don't run to the cliff. Turn around and go the other way. Sister Tiana, what did she say the other day? She said, you always say stuff that's just bold and just would get everybody else in trouble. Well, first of all, it's kind of my job. It's kind of my job. I know now is a time where not everybody can speak up, and skin don't get much darker than mine. Okay? Darker than mine. I've been jigaboo, smoke black, all of that stuff, all growing up. I say things not to upset people, but to try to get them to think. If it's a popular narrative on TV, it's what they probably want me to see. It's what because they want to get some sort of behavioral activity out of me. So I look and I go the other way. And usually the other way makes more sense. So why would you say things that piss people off? I don't say things to piss people off. I say things because I think they're right. If it pisses people off, hopefully that's the piss that they need to change. But I say things that are right. And if it's resonating with you, I appreciate all my friends that like and watch, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. Because I think we now, in this time, can make a difference. We got some walls to bring down. We got some fences that need to come down. We have some people that need to realize that they got everything in common and that all of this was planned. It always is. They're stocking these agent provocateurs and all of these protests to stir up trouble. So now is not a time to run. Now is a time to grow up. Now is a time to go a different way. Now is a time to do something unprecedented. You're not right now. You're doing what we've always done. Same critique I have for the protesters, which isn't a true critique. It's a critique, it's not a criticizing. Because how in the world can I criticize them for what I've been voting for my entire life? The people I've been buying from my entire life, the Black Wall Street that's been looting the whole world my entire life. I can't criticize them. I just hope that they're smarter at their age than I was. Okay? I hope at the age of 21 and 23 and 27 out there, they look around and they see the system. And I wasn't that smart. I was still voting back then. I was still playing democracy in a world that was heading toward extinction. So no, I can't judge them. I can't judge them because I've been a part of my own looting. That's why I say, you know, in everything, I stop and I look in my own mirror. I look in my own mirror and I say, well, am I a part of this? And if I'm a part of this, how can I be a hypocrite and say something on the other side? So no, I don't have anything to say to the looters. My nation, which is not my nation, it loots the whole world on a daily basis on every single continent. All right. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm eating my banana. I'm gonna read comments. Unless there's another video. There's a couple other videos. Oh, I do want to show you the FBI video. Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? Private police. But this is a result of democracy, right? When you create this system where people aren't sovereign, but systems and groups are. You understand what Plato was saying when he I've changed a little bit, but I'm trying to change it the way that it makes sense in my mind. That when you agree to take that someone else doesn't have a sovereignty, if you get enough people together, they don't have the right to have a business downtown because you get enough people together so you can burn it down. That Venezuela doesn't have a right to keep its minerals, or Afghanistan doesn't have a right to keep its opium because you can get enough people together and agree with it and go. And this is what democracy is. It's just getting people together to abuse somebody else's sovereignty. So a couple of things I want to show you. Here, go right here. Check this out.
Wrong. Hey, sir.
I love it when things happen and they kind of show all angles. Is what you're about to see is you're about to see one group of secret police interfacing with another group of private secret police. You're not allowed to have secret police in this country. It is unconstitutional. And that's why the Act of 1871 was wrote, the Washington, D.C. Act, so they could do things that violate your Constitution. This is when the officer came to arrest a black FBI.
If you're wrong, you're racial profile. Am I? Yeah, you're wrong. You're assuming I'm someone that I'm not. Are you Jake?
No, I'm not Jake.
Hi, you look like Jake.
There you go. I look like Jake.
Yeah, but you're Jake.
No, man.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm obviously maybe.
You're Jake.
Okay, if
Get out my face, man. You guys are harassing me. Yes, you guys are.
Hey, that's
You're
not-
fucking harassing me.
I'm not harassing
Yes, you are. No. He's harassing me. Why are you harassing me? You're assuming I'm someone I'm not.
Okay, if you're not, then
No.
you're not free to go. Okay.
Us. Am I being detained?
Yeah, you are.
For what?
Because I think you have to go.
You think?
So I'm gonna show you the whole thing. So he's being detained, stands him up, he protests, and of course he doesn't tell him who he is, which is genius. He's genius. And yes, I know the 300-pound gorilla in the room he looks like me. I know that. Okay, I don't need to hear that. I know we look alike. Yes, we do. He has a bald head and a big forehead. I got a bald head, big forehead, brown skin. That could be me in a red shirt. That's fine. I think a lot of people look alike. I spend a lot of time with a lot of different people. Yes, they look alike too. It's eyes. It's not racism. It's perception and whether or not you're used to picking out the differences in an image. All right, that's all it is. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You're just making more problems for everybody else. But this was genius. And they stood him up, put him in
I'm
cuffs.
not standing up. Listen, I'm not under arrest. I don't
Stood
have
me
a
up, put me in
warrant. I don't have any officers.
Hey, people say I'm CIA anyway. I might be. If I were, I wouldn't be allowed to tell you.
Hey, yo.
Hey, struggle going.
Hey, officer. No. Go. Matter of fact, look at my ID.
And you see here his friends. He said, officer. And they're about to tell him. And he looked up and said, no. No, don't say nothing. When they get my wallet, they'll find out. Don't say nothing. Watch this.
He got the wrong guy, I'm telling y'all.
Wrong ID, motherfucker.
You guys do got the wrong guy. You guys are fucking
That's the
stupid.
wrong
That's not
guy.
you. You guys are racial profile thinking I'm somebody.
I got
take
him,
both of you
bro.
motherfuckers.
Look like
Take them
somebody.
cuffs off.
Sir.
I got him.
Take them cuffs off. I'll take both.
Was that Dave Chappelle who said, who is this damn sketch artist that keeps sketching every damn black person? You gotta watch that skit. If you haven't watched it, look at, do a search for, somebody post a link. Dave Chappelle racial profile. Please look it up, okay? You're not supposed to be profiling unless you know how to break apart that person's face, all right? You please do that. You know, it's gonna sound bad, but if you sent me to Australia and you said, now you go sit with the Aborigines, I'm gonna tell you. All right, let me stop. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just saying. All right, so they got him. He's
Both of you motherfuckers right now.
This guy got the cleanest record. Y'all just.
I'll take both of you motherfuckers right now. Take
I will take both of you right now. And he will. Because this man is FBI trained. Look at it. It was great. There's a lot of education happening in this video.
For me, y'all
You guys are
got the
fucking
wrong.
stupid, man. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers
Well,
I've
they
ever
want
met
to
in
get
my
tough.
life.
Grab his fucking wall.
You are stupid. I don't know how you
Hey, yo,
became
y'all
a
got
cop.
the wrong.
All right. So remember how I said there are no heroes? There are no heroes. There are no heroes. And I'm an adult anyway. I don't wear nobody's underoos but mine. I make sure I got my hero drawers on. Ain't Batman down there. Ain't Superman. Ain't nobody. It's just the holes in my lucky drawers because that's how I get down. I wear my own drawers. There are no heroes. But what this man did was heroic. You see what he's doing? He was acting how these kids act. He was cussing. He was taunting them. He was trying to get them to do to himself what they do to other people. This is a heroic act. I'm not saying he's a hero. This is a heroic act because it's educating people and it's educating them. You got private police everywhere. You got private armies, and you're not supposed to. You got them in the police. You got them in the FBI, the CIA. And so look how this turns out.
Matter of fact, anybody can become a cop nowadays. Yeah, so you guys really had no other choices to do? You guys really had nothing else to go to college for but be a cop and harass me? To assume I'm somebody I'm not? My ID's in my back pocket.
Y'all got the
Watch
wrong.
And to answer the question, yes, they had nothing better to do to go to college to harass him to be a cop because cops are just debt collectors for Wall Street. That's all they are. That's all they are. That's their job. They're not, listen, I don't play the racism game. They're not racist. They're not bad guys. Remember, everybody is right. Everybody's experience is true. Everybody's right. And everybody thinks they're the good guy. Everybody thinks they're doing what's right, from Hitler to Mao to you to Miss Tree to Citizen Deb to Jasmine to Jennifer to Chris Lewis to Rebecca to Max. Everybody thinks that they're doing the right thing. To Gerard. We all think we're in our experience and data. We are doing the right thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. All right. So they got him. He said, look, what happened? Because they're about to go for his wallet.
Hey, watch how funny this is. Go ahead,
Watch
look at
this.
it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh,
You
what does
guys
that
got
say?
me fucked up.
What does that say? Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh.
Wrong guy.
Oh my God. No, get the fuck off me, dude. Get off me.
Now I
Bro,
need to
you're
get my
fucked up.
keys.
I need your cars. I need your
Just
supervisor
going
over here.
through my
Call your
mind.
supervisor. Call your supervisor.
Remember I told
Call
you.
your supervisor over here.
Remember I told you that the cops are just trying to bring home some bacon because they got kids at home too. Remember I told you that? That cop, you know what he just saw when he saw the FBI on that license? He saw the FBI badge, the heavy one, not the light, the heavy one. The cop badge is light. They got the heavy shield. Now he hang on, let me pause it because he's letting them know something at this point. I'm gonna post the link because I want you to watch it. I want to give him and the people who filmed this credit so you can watch the whole thing. Remember I told you that they just want to bring bacon home? Everything that we all do is about bacon, about bananas, all right? Why do you work? Why are you a slave? Why are you cheerful in a enslavement called a career? This forced labor colony, tax plantation from bankers, and everybody's proud of it. Bacon and bananas. That cop just looked at that badge and he saw less bacon. Okay, he looked there and he saw, I got a baby girl at home and I'm arresting an FBI agent and I know I didn't follow the rules. I got a quota to meet. He looked like a poor dude that's out here, and it's not because he got black skin, it's because it's socioeconomics, and in this area, the socioeconomic person to abuse the easiest is the person that looked like him, and otherwise, if I was in another area, it'd be a mullet and a beer can and a dirty truck. Damn it, I'm gonna get less bacon if I take this man. I might already have less bacon. I might already be in trouble. This man is trained. He's in another private army for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and billionaires. I need to take these cuffs off. And damn sure he did. He took them cuffs off like, oh Lord, we got to get out of here. And watch what the
They said, no,
FBI.
you are. I'm positive you are. So, I need their cards. I need your card. I need your
cards, and only one damn card. You ain't have my card. That's what the supervisor, because the guy in the front, that's the supervisor right there. The guy was he was over there, and the supervisor was there too. Ain't do nothing about it. And he realized, oh Lord, we done broke code 72, 37, 7A, 7B, 92, and this is an FBI agent, and he actually knows his rights. He knows the law, and he has a department that will back him up. These people are scared, so only the supervisor gave him the card. He said, no, ain't nobody else give him that damn card. Y'all in trouble. They're probably holding their badges. And it's not about the police, right? To me, it's about the monopoly. I love this one. This was a fantastic video. Why? Because it's happened once in human history and ain't never gonna happen again.
Why is that?
And he proceeded to cuss at him. Called him stupid.
Well, that's fucked up. No, these are the people.
Yes, I'm the people. You guys serve us.
He said, I'm the people.
Yeah?
He's still cussing.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, what is American game?
Up and just
Leave. Let's get out of here. You guys leave. Leave. You guys get the fuck out of here. No, you guys have a good night. Get the fuck out of here.
no.
Get the fuck out of here, piece of shit. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life.
piece of
Get the fuck out of my face.
caca. Get out of here. Pig. Ain't never gonna happen again. I enjoy first. You know, but democracy. You know, back to it. Democracy. What are the police doing? They're looting for billionaires and bankers on the laws the legislator wrote. What was the FBI doing? They're looting for billionaires and bankers on laws that they wrote. And it's all a democracy. And it's one big game like Christine just said. It's all a big game. Don't play. What happens, Christine, when it's your turn to roll the dice in Monopoly and you don't roll? What's happened when it's your turn to rule and you decide you don't want to rule? What happens when it's your turn to take the reins? You take the reins from the sovereigns and be sovereign in your group, and you decide, no, we don't want the black people to rule. Nope. We don't want the poor whites to rule. Nope. We've decided that we don't want Antifa and Prayer Boys or the Democrats and the Republicans, America. No, we decided that we don't want to do this sovereign thing no more. We've decided that we want freedom. We've decided that there's no trading liberty for security, or you lose both. Who said that? Who said that? It's just a game. It's just a game. You don't have to play if you don't want to. And I've decided not to play. This is why we say grow food, plant seeds. Why? If strong people can take care of themselves. The survivalists, a lot of these people that you hate, they ain't got that part right. Take care of yourself. Danielle, right there is one of them. You know, she's a guerrilla gardener out there throwing seeds in the ground. Maybe they'll get smarter if they are a little afraid. Well, this is why, Danielle, I think that everybody is called to do certain things, which is why I stopped short of telling people what they should or shouldn't do. I don't tell nobody nothing. You gotta tell the looters to stop. Why? If I were them, I'd be them. Tell the cops to stop. Why? If I were them, I'd be them, right? We broke the world, you know. They own all the resources. They got all the money. They print the money. They do capitalism, communism, socialism, anytime they want to when it benefits the billionaires, right? I don't tell nobody what to do. Everybody has a role to play, you know, and it might be that the protesters got a role to play too. And the looters, I think you just got to examine you. And you determine where you're being led. And don't worry about what other people are doing. If you're running for the cliff, it might be that you're supposed to fall over that cliff, you know? But you turn around, you see a buffalo going the other way, walking away from democracy in the streets, Walking away from democracy in the polls, realize that taking other people's rights and their resources, it never ends well. Taking your turn when it's your time to take what other people have that's not yours, maybe it's a bad idea. But no, I don't tell people what to do, because what she just said. They're bringing attention and emotions and passion to some very important things. I think that something else is driving all the stuff here on life and on this planet. I do what I'm supposed to do. Why? Because when I read the laws and I realize that, wow, being a part of the system. I'm looting the world. I need to stop being a part of the loot effort. And so I walked away. Exactly. They act and get treated accordingly. Well, you know, and Christine, when everything goes accordingly. I'm stop with that. Everything goes according. Everything goes according to everyone's actions. When you got 7 billion tribal people acting up, acting, actors, avatar, monopoly, thimble, horse, shoe. What are the other pieces on the board game? When you have that many people acting, everything goes according to somebody's plan. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Carnegies, Mellons, the people who actually have the real power. Why do you think my friends and I talk about that all the time? All of my friends. Did y'all see Brother Todd? Todd Church even got on the news, and I'm sure they did not play that on the news. And if they did, it was local news. Why? Oh, the brother was off the hook. I was so happy. He said, because you know what? Where was I at the time? I was in the car, and I was going to Colonizer Depot. I was going to Colonizer Depot because I needed me some PVC. And I was heading down there, and I turned on the video, and they go, Todd Church, getting in his car. We going down to Columbus. Y'all want to go? He was in the car with Melissa, and they was, but we got to get down there. And somebody else was on the street. You want to get in the back. And I'm like, what is Todd Church doing? I have no idea. Why is he going down to Columbus? It's a trap. But of course, I didn't say anything. Listen, I know that brother is under control of something else. You need to listen to you. So he went downtown and he got on television, I guess. Boy, I ain't never seen somebody mention the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and banking and Agenda 21. He done went down the list. He's like, boop, 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 boop. Camera lights in his face. You know, but that's why I say you gotta go as you're called. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody has a role to play. True, but they dress like that at the protests because that's how they generally dress back in back then in general. Brett Carey, not necessarily true Brett Carey. Unfortunately, back then my grandfather he wore suspenders every damn day, every damn day. To the day he died in those suspenders. The ones, the overalls, the ones that you wear in the garden. He died in them things. You know, you wore suits when you were going to town. You wore suits when you had business to do. You put on a tie and your best dress. That's why they call it the Sunday suit, right? When you had business to go take care of. And you get the husband and the wife together and the kids, you get them dressed up, you haven't taken a shower, wash your butt, and clean your hands, because we got to go downtown, go talk to the bankers and sell or buy or something down in town. Everybody got dressed up to go downtown. Get in that carriage and you're going downtown. And that's going back in time, but it's the same thing back then. Right? You went to a club, you didn't wear no Nikes and the Rico Suave stuff. You put on a suit. You went to the bar, that's what you did too. So when they went to a protest, they were going to do business, right? They were being oppressed and they had business to handle. They weren't going to be vagabonds, to be thuggish. They were going to handle business. And the side effect that gave some power back to the people during the civil rights movement, nearly enough, they didn't win, they still lost the civil rights movement if you ask me, is the whole world, and America too, looked at them and said, those are oppressed people. Those people are running from dogs, they're being attacked, they're being sprayed, and we're empathetic creatures. That's just, it's like, you know, when I saw that little girl with the pepper spray that the police sprayed her with. I know some of your brains, and I watch your posts, and it's like, yeah, well, who would take a girl to a protest? I don't know, maybe parents who think that maybe she has to live in this country when she grows up. And I'm not saying take your kids to protest. I'm saying you gotta look at the situation, make your own determination. I don't believe in other people raising your kids, and I damn sure don't believe in a state and foster care taking your kids. That's called human trafficking, all right? You think about what's right, and you do that. You love your kids most, you make those decisions, not me. But when I saw her face and I heard that little girl cry out, it reminded me of why I'm not in these protests, why I'm not down there. Why? Because right now I'd be dead or in prison. I know me well. I know me very well. You could probably do all kind of stuff to some people. You ain't never gonna hurt children around me. Not while I'm breathing. You ain't never gonna do nothing to children till you do it to me twice and I'm dead. Ain't never gonna happen. And this is what happened in America during the civil rights movement, is people looked at the television and they realized that those are just people. Because you know why? The TV lies. The TV, the newspaper, the town, the local, what were they telling people back then? Well, the black people are crazy. They're raping people. They get that marijuana and they go out there and they want to rape the white women, and people are like, oh my God, I've never seen a black person before. You're saying that they get together and they came from Africa and had some spears and skirts and they with the lions and the wild beasts and they come here and that and they want to do that to me and I ain't never seen a black person before? If I were raised to believe, if I were trained the same way that they train these kids in these liberal universities about white privilege and white guilt and white fragility, all the racist words that I keep telling y'all, ain't no such thing as popular, okay racism. Is either racism or it's not. Which is what Fred Hampton said, which is what your leaders can't seem to pick up, that you ain't never going to fight racism with racism. You ain't never going to put out a fire with a fire. You put it out with water. You just start an inferno when you put more fire on there. You create more racism when you're racist. All right? Empathy. Empathy. When you see people getting beat down and they look at that television, like, you mean to tell me they've been lying to me my whole life? You mean to tell me that black people aren't really like that? They get dressed up and they put baby oil on their faces till they shiny like we do, and they go into town with a nice suit, and then now the police are beating them over the head. How come they're not fighting back? Where are the spears? They're supposed to be spear chuckers. Where the bow and arrows at? I'm sorry. I don't know. I look at, like I said, I look at the Monopoly game. I don't get involved because everybody's being lied to. The TV lies, local news lies, indoctrination lies, and people are raised to be racist. But then when they see on TV that that's not real, it changes them. Empathy kicks in. You realize that, wow, they're even beating up little kids and hitting them with bottles. There are psychopaths in this world, and I'm supporting them. And that's when a lot of things change. But that's not what's happening right now. No, that's not what's happening right now. Anyway, good morning, Megs and Cameron. Life in the Matrix, don't listen to the government. Never, Rose. I mean, that was what George Carlin's first rule. He said, I never trust anything my government tells me. I never listen. And Rose, to me, the principal reason why that is because what is a government? It's an entity, not the politicians. It's a different story. It's an entity. It has a job to do, and the authors, the architects of that thing determine what the job that thing must do is. And we know that it's controlled. Whether it's the United States Corporation, which is a corporation that governs, it is not a government, or it's your nation, Britain, Ireland, wherever you live, it's a thing that agrees that you aren't sovereign. It is. And it has a monopoly over force. And that's what Beaufont says all the damn time when he ain't posting pictures of butt cakes. Did y'all see his last butt cake? This man, this man is nuts. I'm sorry. It popped in my mind. Never trust what someone who's taken your sovereignty is telling you. Never. Always go the other direction, right? No means no. No means no. Did y'all want to see butt cake? What did he say? Did he say bunt cake? No, bunt cake. No, I didn't say bunt cake. I did not say bunt cake. That is not Beaufont Savant. That's not what he does. He is here for humor and ridiculing Gerard. That's what he does well, and that's his job. If y'all want to see the butt cake I show you, if not, he got to put in Facebook prison for that the other day. He probably going to Facebook. But no, you're not going to Facebook prison. Actually, butt cake Bo, you're not going to Facebook prison. You know why? Because of Trump. Did y'all see what he did? Did y'all see what the executive order? And he didn't really do it. I think the billionaires and the banks let him do something in executive order where he's coming after social media for censoring people. He took away their ability to not be sued for the censoring and things that they do. Did y'all see that? Remember we said a while ago, was it 2 years ago? Sergeant J, military veteran, was trying to tell people about the war and they threw her in Facebook jail. Y'all remember that? And we started talking about how there are probably veterans, 22 a day, who have a story to tell. And the only way they can tell that is online through social media where they're friends and they get empathy and love and compassion. And they see that it's not just the 3 people in their house that love them, but you got thousands, if not hundreds of people. And sometimes people you don't even know that empathize with you and love you and care for you. And they threw Jay in jail so Jay couldn't even do videos to off gas and off, let out that aggression and pain for the things she saw. But now they can be sued. Now things are going to change. So Beaufort may not go to Facebook butt cake bunk jail, whatever that's called. He may not. I think you're going to see an ease up in social media. Now, mind you, don't get too excited by it, because everything United States Corporation does always comes with a hook or a crook. Always there's another agenda. They don't give you anything without taking something else. So they're taking something else. There's no question about that. No, I'm not going to. Nobody wants to see the Nazi Beaufort. Nobody wants to see your butt cake. I had a good analogy with that, so I'll leave that alone. All right. Oh, Benjamin Franklin said that. That's right. You can't trade liberty for security, because if you give up your sovereignty, you're going to get raped. That's exactly what he said, Citizen Dev. And Plato said democracy is gang race, mob rule and mob rape. If the mob agrees with it, it's okay to do. So if you just joining, we're talking about the democracy in the streets right now, because there ain't no anarchy in the streets. Everybody in anarchy, they're at home having sex, they're in the garden, they're leaving people alone, because those are people who actually believe in leaving people alone. This is why the news tells you as soon as it comes on, it's anarchy in the streets! Because they want you to stay a slave. They want you to keep giving up your sovereignty and believing in this. Liberals are mad about it too. Everybody are mad about it, Kim, and they're all right. They're all right. That's what I'm saying, Kim. I'm just an observer. I'm just a commenter. I comment on things. I don't want to play the game. My turn comes up. I gave up my dice. I worked in corporate America, got up pretty high, made a lot of money, and realized that I don't actually have the colonizer consciousness. I actually don't have it. I actually don't want to tell nobody what to do. I actually don't want to rule anybody. I got trouble ruling myself. I don't even wash my hands half the time. Why? Because the government says I'm supposed to. When they didn't say that, I was washing my hands all the time. But now I'm in the garden and I need that microbiology and fungi and viruses to stay healthy. We are losing our democracy. Oh, thank God. See, Rebecca been saying this a long time. This is why Rebecca and I used to get into about direct democracy. We talk about it. I say, the only reason I like direct democracy, it is a means to an escape democracy. It's a means to an end. When you give people their right back to have a right to say what happens in their own damn lives, their own personal lives, and in their communities, they can finally say, you know what? We finally see what Plato was saying. I don't like the idea of gang rape when the representative government does it, and I don't like the gang rape under the idea when Chris Jacobs and Rebecca and Jennifer and Elizabeth and Tammy and Jasmine and Riley all decide they want to rape Chris Lewis. I don't even like that. I don't even like Chris. Probably like that. Was that all women? Yeah, probably was. Chris would probably love that. That's what's wrong with the world. But nope, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna do men and women. Y'all not gonna get me in trouble today. Woo! So yeah, we need to lose our democracy, Rebecca, and we need to bring sovereignty back. It's time for a paradigm shift to go a whole new way. Because all we're seeing is the side effects of democracy. This is what's supposed to happen. It's what always happens. Who needs a vacay? Jonathan, I need a vacay, but now is not the time. Now is the time for people to actually do research and stop letting the television tell them what to believe. Stop letting leaders tell them what to believe. Stop telling people they outsource their sovereignty to tell them what to believe. Now is that time. Not for vacation. No, because you get back, Jonathan, may not be nothing to be here. No, the monkey's coming for bananas. There may not be nothing here when you get back. You might go to the beach and come home and then looted, burned, killed, destroyed. What was that thing that happened last night, Jonathan? They said that, what was that, Antifa OC? OC Antifa was a page set up for the prayer boys, the semi boys, to find out the criminal activity in Antifa. I was just sitting back like, oh my God. I always love it when people in countries that don't even adhere to international criminal courts. In fact, it's not even adhering to international criminal law. They don't even adhere to their own damn laws. All right? They don't even adhere to their own laws. Go find other poor people doing crimes. And they said, oh, Antifa's coming to the suburbs. I was like, oh Lord have mercy. Y'all have no idea. And I just like not 20 minutes ago when I saw that post, did I just not finish talking to my neighbor who got a damn arsenal. Man got every gun on the planet. Yeah, every single, all of them. Which one he got? Everyone. All of them. I'm messing up. I need more bullets. They say you gotta have 1,000 for each one. I'm like, you know what? Antifa better stay in the city. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Do not come to the suburbs. Bad idea. Bad idea. You know why? Because people shoot people out here for just walking. They shoot them out here for walking. They shoot them out. You do not want to come out here. This is where people, and there's slaves out here too. They're just doing a little bit better. We gotta go out there and get the white people in the suburban. No, because that privilege also came with ammo and weapons and survivalists and doomsday preppers and people who get scared of people just got dogs walking on the street and people in hoodies. You do not want to go out because these people will shoot you. All right? But not only that, I don't believe in the fear mongering. Who knows if it's true that they're supposed to go to the suburbs or not, but you just saying that and posting it, be careful, be careful. Because as much as we'll joke about the ignorance of the world in all groups, the reality is when you significantly scare people, they will shoot people walking on the street, right? Like be real about it, be real. We can make jokes and the thing that I'm very cautious about is, am I helping more or am I hurting, right? And so that post is hurting me. I don't know who posted it. Don't even care. When you start telling people that Antifa's coming to the suburbs, you know what these people do? They do exactly what I did. They do whatever. Okay, if now is the time. If now is the time. They get ready. And the problem is when you got a whole bunch of scared people who've been watching television all damn day about people getting killed and shot and murdered and whatever, is you got people with Alzheimer's sometimes. You got people with dementia sometimes. You got autistic kids sometimes. And they might just be out going for a walk. And then you end up getting somebody killed. Like, you never really know. That's what I'm saying. Don't feed into the violence. Don't feed into the fear and the nonsense. These are people that are scared of murder hornets and viruses and Zika mosquitoes and avian flus. These people are frightened people. And now you got news, and in every damn city they're riding and down the street from me, not too far, burning stuff up. These people will shoot people in the street, and we're all family. We're all cousins, right? Don't feed into the fear. Don't feed into the fear. You know, it's hard enough when you see people outside your neighborhood walking and they ain't supposed to be there on a regular night. Don't play this game when the police out there. Ooh, I gotta show something else. Now, there's another favorite video I have. Another favorite video was, and this was Minnesota. It was in Minnesota, the one where the police came down through the suburban neighborhood. See, I don't want to see Antifa in the suburban neighborhood. And I don't want to see the police in the suburban neighborhood too. But I'm not worried about my police. Like I said, I know them. I'm not with y'all. Y'all, we hate the police. No, I don't. Every time I see, yo, Mike, what's going on? Want a bagel? I got an extra one. Want some coffee? No. People kill people that they don't recognize. They don't understand. Remember I told you we all look alike, then don't look alike. All right, you want to put out the fire, then don't get another fire by yourself. You need to go find you some water. You know what water is? Water is the police knowing you. People don't kill people they know. Well, that's not true. They're less likely to kill people they're not afraid of. You see what I'm saying? All right, that's another whole discussion I want to go to. I gotta show you this video of them coming up in suburban neighborhoods. It's more democracy. Oh, you know what? It was on Instagram. All right, watch it. No, it must be, no, maybe it was on Facebook. Minnesota, when the police came through the suburban neighborhood. This might post that. I'm gonna have to dig down, see if I can find it. What a game. Yep, it is a game. Probably well past the point where direct democracy is a baby step to anything good at all. Well, right now, Rebecca, certainly couldn't be a call for whatever we want. Right? We can actually demand anything we want right now. And it's not because the president is quaking in his boots or he flew to Kansas City or is in a bunker and he's scared in the White House. Let me tell you something. The White House ain't scared. Democrats ain't scared and the Republicans ain't scared. The United States corporation, the people who go all around this planet and blow up entire countries full of people with military and tanks and bombs and guns and trained fighters on their land, they ain't scared of you. Let's be real. Let's be real for a second. They're not scared of you. The only thing that these people fear is y'all all getting together. That's all they fear. As long as you're fighting with other people, oh, they're good to go. They'll let you burn up all the buildings. They got the insurance money. Things get replaced. The bankers, more loans. That's what they want anyway. They're bankrupting your country, which is why you're at home for 3 months. The only thing they fear is the people out there protesting to go back to work, get together with the people protesting police brutality. That's all they fear. They don't fear you. They ain't scared of you. These people burn nations, people. Entire continents full of people, and don't give two damns. Right? Oh, we got them on the run. They're scared. They're not scared. You don't even know the weapons that they have. You have no idea. Do you know about the laser rifles? You know that they can go down the street and say, well, we didn't kick down the police barricade. Could you see that one? Did you see the video where I think it was this DC, where they had all the barricades up and the guy came through and it was they all got together and they kicked down the barricade. Yeah, we got the barricade. As soon as the police came up there, the same people picked the barricade up. They all picked the barricade up. No, come on, stop it, people. These people in flu masks. All right, stop it. Stop it. The most violent government in the world with private military and weapons you ain't never even heard of while you're carrying your smartphone with contact tracing on it is not scared of you. There's nothing you can do to scare them other than do what Fred Hampton does. The only thing scary to them is when you pick up that phone and call them prayer boys. That's when they'll murder you. Right? You saw it. It's a game, Riley. It's a game. And people got to play it like it's chess or keep playing it like it's checkers. The only thing they fear, the only time they kill you, I've said it a million times. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. The only time, Gandhi. The only time, did they kill Gandhi? I think they did. I don't know. I don't remember. But any time I mention Gandhi, I get in trouble because Harsh comes in and says, yeah, cultural appropriating. We had somebody else. His name was Vendor Lulu, something. And he was beyond Gandhi. The minute that you reach out to the enemy of your enemy, wait a minute, your enemy who is the enemy of your enemy, that's the only time that the people oppressing you give two damns. Short of that, they really don't care. You're not scaring them. You're not scaring them. So what was I saying? So you're not scaring the White House. Don't worry about that. You can burn down every city in the United States. They really don't care. They burn down nations for a living to create Walmarts and Targets. It just means they'll do some renovation after they kill you. That kind of fear would breed respect, ethical treatment. I'm not sure, Jonathan, what we're talking about. They should be afraid of acting like thugs. Well, I'm not sure what we're talking about, Jonathan. I'm gonna keep going. Hey, Audrey, you're replying to somebody else. Hey, Jennifer, good morning. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Tracia from Ireland. Good morning, Christine and Riley and Jasmine and Jeannie. Holy crap, did you say Todd made a local TV news talking about the Rothschilds? That would be freaking historic. He did, Patricia. I'm not sure it was on television. That had the camera and lights in his face. Brother Todd is another sovereign. He acts on how he feels. This is why I don't critique him. Like, he feels he needs to go downtown and protest, and he went down and protest, and he ended up in front of the camera. I don't know if they're going to let television tell you about the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. He even mentioned the Act of 1871, Patricia Hausen. The Act of 18... He even mentioned the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871 when America became a corporation. You don't have a government. You don't have a government. They don't care about your protests. They don't care about your elections. They don't care. They don't even count the vote. They don't care nothing about that. They don't make none of those decisions. Corporations don't have constitutions. They got mission statements, and they barely follow them. Rothschild said he who controls insurance and money controls the world, controls the government and the world, Jamil. All of it. If you control what everybody wants and you literally print that, you control everybody. So y'all tell me now that Black Lives Matter is controlling Black Lives Matter. You tell me now, tell me. George Soros gave him $100 million and they enjoyed that money? And you mean to tell me that you think that they control themselves? No. The money controls them, and they print the money. Whatever you put between human beings and survival, you own them. People say, well, the love of money is the root of all evil. No, money is evil. Money is an evil spirit. And whoever owns that spirit will control anybody who wants it, needs it, likes it. And that's unfortunately how it is. And that's why Yeshua overturned those tables. But yes, he did. Jamil, this is what I'm saying. When you talk about real power and real money, now you're talking about how the world works. It doesn't work on emotions. It does not work on protests. Never worked on votes. And then the political parties have no power. The people with the real power will never overturn their cash cow tool for burning down nations and looting people to a Twitter thug. They'll never do it to a community organizer. They'll never give it to a Clinton womanizer. They'll never give it to a Bush oil tycoon that can't even spell his own damn name. They're not going to do it. Do you know any rich people? Do you know any really powerful people? Name one powerful person that said, you know what, I'm going to take my entire organization and give it to you as a poor person and a fool. They don't do that. The presidents don't have any real power. I think they're allowed to do little dramatic things here and there and talk to the people and keep the people believing in the monopoly game, believing America is the best. We're going to gain more properties than the other nations. You know, believing that the left is right and the right is the left and the others is the wrong. The ones that believe in the tribal monkey games, that's all they need. They need somebody to lead that show. It's the illusion of control, Jamil, the illusion of control. If you can convince the gorillas in the forest that they have say in how they're living, they have say, they have rights, you can give them the illusion of control. They think that they can go burn down cities and bother 13 or 200 families, however many run the planet. Don't bother them one bit. They don't, because these people pull off genocides, all right? These people pull off genocide, and shame on us for thinking they care about if we get the flu and a tummy ache. That they actually want to cure us. They don't care. There's a lot more going on here than what will ever be on the news. Back in the day, everyone got a new outfit for Easter. Yes, they did, Rebecca. And I remember the day my mama got me the white suit. And I still hate that picture. I still had to, I don't think I posted it, Rebecca, because I'm like in a white three-piece suit, and I got this big afro, and I'm black as hell. No, I don't like that suit. I don't like that picture at all. I look like a lollipop. I look like a black lollipop coming out of the top of a little white thing that's holding it. No, I don't like that picture. But everybody, I remember that was my Easter suit, and that was the only Easter suit I remember. Hey, Stephen, what's going on? Dale is in the house. Didn't know Prince recorded a song titled The Colonized Mind. Listen to this past weekend. Thank you, Sandra. I will too. There's a lot of wisdom in lyrics. There's something about the storytellers and the music. And Prince was another one who started telling you about the global powerful elite shortly before he died. I think Michael Jackson did too, didn't he? My grandmother is still alive, and I can count on my hand how many times I've seen her in pants. They did dress officially back then. Yeah, well, now Brett Carey, that's a little different. And every family's different. So I'm not saying, anything over everybody's family. Everybody's family's different. Everyone's got kind of different things. I got friends, they get dressed up just to go out the house. Me personally, getting me to put on drawers is a whole lot of work, Brett Carey. But in talking about women, it's different too, right? It's different. It's different because going back, which I say all the time, women are treated very different. They always have been. That's why I don't have any interest in reparations. I've said that before. I've said it a million times. One group was abused more than everybody else, and it was not black people. It was not anybody from Africa unless they had a vagina. Okay, that's it. So yeah, back then it was different for women because women were more controlled. They were told what to do. They were told that if they had to wear makeup and they had to have their hair done and all that stuff. So that's a little different. Said another way, the state is merely the public agent for the owner agent. Yes, absolutely. The state is just a public facing agent for the actually owning agent. That's Beaufont, Savant. Yes, exactly. Good morning, Katie. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? And those protests weren't the worst of it. Black Wall Street is hidden story that should be taught about in school. Yeah, but Patricia, if you did that, then we'd have problems. We'd have big problems then, because that's like a unity story. People never heard of Black Wall Street. They never heard of that, right? They don't really understand that, nah, we've been genociding a long time. We've been killing, murdering, raping, killing. We've been doing that a long time. We built a nation based on it that really isn't a nation. It's a tax plantation. But good, I thank you for bringing that up, Patricia Hauser. You should post a link for people to go see, right? We talked about that a few months ago. What was it? 15,000 dead, 3,000 homes burned. Is that, whoa, what is that, Jonathan? Is that in the riots today? And people are, oh, this is about George Floyd or Floyd. It was not, this is not about George Floyd. This is obviously not about Black Lives Mattering, because Black lives is being shot, burnt, killed with the white lives and the other lives all in the streets. This has nothing to do with George Floyd. This has to do when you treat people like animals for 3 months, they will act like animals. And that's what they're doing. They finally got outside and they're doing what they're supposed to do. You don't treat people like animals. You had no right constitutionally or legally or natural lawly to force creatures that need to be outside, need vitamin D3 and oxygen for their brains to be locked in the damn house. You had no right. You had no right. Wear these damn masks. Did I tell y'all about my mask this weekend? I had to go to the store. Y'all are so privileged. I hate y'all. I hate and I love y'all to death, both at the same time. Because y'all are indifferent to people with allergies during flu season. You see, we have high pollen counts here. I have aggressive allergy. Oh, aggressive drippy nose allergies. And you know what flu masks are? When you shopping in the colonizer depot and you got the mask on, you know what those things actually are? You can't rub your nose or wipe your nose or do nothing. They're just snot reservoirs. That's all they are. Snot reservoirs. I learned that the hard way this weekend. Disgusting. Y'all are disgusting with your privilege. Y'all privileged flu season havers. I had that mask on. Oh, it was just drip, 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 drip. All that pollen in the mask. I'm breathing it in. I couldn't wipe nothing. Walking around Home Depot like, oh. The lady I was checking out, and she asked me, she said, well, she asked me something. I forgot what she asked. Let's just say paper and plastic. And I was like, if I take off this mask, everybody in the line gonna have a really bad day. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I want to take, because we live during privileged times where people got houses. They tell people you gotta stay in their house, and people without flus tell people you gotta wear masks in the store. Oh, that thing was full. If I said anything, it'd have been like, she said, paper or plastic, sir? I want plastic. So anyway, why are we talking about that? I don't know. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. So don't do it again. I'm a sovereign. If I don't wear no mask, then I ain't supposed to wear a mask. We need to stop this nonsense. Y'all need to grow up. Ain't nobody in the protest worry about masks anyway. They out there fighting with the police. They out there fighting police. Did y'all see the bow hunter guy? They beat him up. He was driving the car on the street, traveler in the nation, and somebody said something to him. He got out with the bow. I shoot you with a bow, because they were hitting his car, and then they beat him up. Listen, if you stupid enough to chase that, you lucky that bow hunter he didn't fire. You ever see a bow? You know what these compound bows can do to a human body? Number one, if you ever create people that are so ignorantly stupid that they're try to fight somebody with a bow, you need to change your evil ways. That's not a society, it's an unsociety. All right, a bow will go through you. Okay, a compound bow at 2 to 10 feet. Well, thank God he was smart enough. He didn't shoot those people. I think he was just trying to scare you. But that's another whole discussion. A lot of things happened. One of the business owners, I guess the lady came out, and there's another video, and the rioters went up to, we're gonna burn your building down or whatever. And the guy had like a 30-06, something with a 30-06 in it. Yeah, big carbine, a lot of explosion, boom, boom. And they went to the window and he fired off, boom! Have you heard of 30-06? I haven't been to the gun range in a while, but I would tell you it'll change your religion if you're close enough. It changed the religion of every last rider out there. He shot it off, boom! It was like a cannon. They just sprayed like fleas. Just, ah! Fleas went all the other way. A lot of interesting videos. But no, we're not in a society. I'm just watching the democracy. Put it up, G. What am I putting up, Jonathan? I asked something a long time ago. What was that, the FBI video? Oh, I was looking for another video, wasn't I? Get in their heads. Saw those weapon television shows. Ooh, Riley, yes. Well, the shows are weaponized and they create weaponized people. Hollywood has always done that. Hollywood is weaponizing people. And I was thinking about it this weekend, is that these liberal universities and their ignorant parents have weaponized children. Weaponized children. And this is why I don't have critique for the kids. My critique is usually for the old people who know better. They weaponize the children, and this was all supposed to happen. When you generate that amount of hate amongst these young kids, this is what they're going to do. They literally weaponize the children in the university. And I hold all the professors accountable. I hold all the universities accountable, and I hold their parents accountable. Why? Because if you train a child up in the way they ought to go, they're going to go that way. Right? You train up a Hitler that way, he's going to go that way. You train up a Genghis Khan here, he's going to go that way. You train up somebody racist, and go that way. You're going to train up somebody on the well-mean racism, which isn't the right word because there's no such thing as well-mean racism. They're going to go that way, and they're going to burn the streets down. I blame all the ignorant people who know better, all those professors. Just another 6 minutes till ballot time. Yeah, well, 6 months. Yep, Jeannie. And hopefully people can now see what they're doing in consenting to a conflict-based system that requires violence. Now, hopefully they can see that, because this always ends the same way, it's this way. Yep, liberals are mad. Everybody's mad, Kim Jackson, everybody. Hey, Heather, good morning. Michael Mendoza is in the house with some... Ooh, he had a powerful post this weekend. I forgot what it was. I shared it. Democracy hiding inside of a voting booth while robbing your neighbor. That's all it is, Rebecca. That's all it is. They're all looters. They're all looters. I used to be a big time looter, which is why I can't judge anybody who's looting now. I voted, and they went and stole, robbed other things from other people, other countries within my country. And so I don't have any critique for them. I just hope that all the looters are smarter than I am and they figured out Rebecca. I hope that they don't wait till they're 29 to actually figure out how the system works. About the censoring being banned. Right, Kim Jackson. He did, Trump did the executive order to take away the indemnity of social media companies. So now they're going to start getting sued for all the suicides that they caused by banning people and turning off posts. And I hold them accountable too for all of this, right? Because what's that called, Kim Jackson? Rabbit holing. Rabbit holing. Did I talk about that the other day? My brothers, they said I was a rabbit holer. In a way, they said I was a rabbit holer. Did I mention that? Y'all know what rabbit holing is? Let me put this banana down. It's a little too soft and gooey. My brothers seem to think that I was a rabbit holer. That I get my evidence and information from YouTube. They called me a YouTuber. And I was just like, man, I love y'all to death, but y'all need to really read a little bit more. They're mad at me right now because I've got them questioning their religion. I told them that all their scriptures were found in earlier texts, and they didn't like that so much. When you attach your identity to something, no, people don't like to be questioned. But, you know, they asked me a question, I answered it. I didn't tell them that your religion is false and you're serving a king, all right? You're serving a king that's dead and buried, and he died a long time ago. He was a rapist, colonizer, and killer, didn't believe nothing that's in them scriptures. He gave you certain scriptures from ancient texts to control you. And they didn't like that, so they called me a rabbit holer. That's what TV does, right? That's what confirmation bias, that's what the networks do, right? They show you and they reconfirm what you already believe, and they re-embolden you in the passion of your belief system. That's what social media companies have always been doing. They use software to do it. You know, they show you posts that they know that you're going to agree with because it makes you log in more, which means they can sell more advertising dollars. So they made billions, if not trillions of dollars, making liberals more liberal, conservatives more conservative, blacks more blacks, white more white, Christian more Christian, Muslim more Muslim, Americans more American, and Britain's more Britain, and Ireland's more Ireland. Why? Because it makes them big time money, and they had indemnity. Well, now they don't. All right, you embolden tribalism. You made people more aggressively foul, more aggressively ignorant is the right word. And now the world is burning, and they have no one to blame but themselves. But so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not convinced. Like I said, Kim, I'm always, United States Incorporated, they always got a hooker crook. They always got a little pig ear. They always got a little backup plan. They always got a reason. I don't think they give us something unless they got something else that they're planning, right? So we need to watch that. And I didn't read the law yet. I didn't read the executive order, but I will. Antifa is a counterpart to KKK with local chapters everywhere. I agree with that, Jeannie. Well, they're on the same agenda. They're on the same agenda. Somebody asked me that, Jeannie, in a message the other day, said, well, do you even know what Antifa is? I said, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I got a lot of friends who were in Antifa. I don't know if they are anymore. They used to post about it, and they don't anymore. It's just a group that claims that other groups don't have sovereignty. Fascists using fascism to fight other fascists. That's all it is. I'm not interested. I mean, they're not bad. They're not good. They're just a group. They're a democracy group. You know, so I'm not really, really all that interested in joining the Klan or Antifa because they're all the same thing, right? They all want to rule. They all want to control. They all want to take the reins. And I think that everybody's sovereign. You know, I think the Klan has gripes. They got legitimate gripes, just like Antifa does. And I think we can heal all those gripes. So we're either here to fix problems or cause more problems. What was that? What's the name of that video? They had the music playing. It was a movie, Stand By Me, and they had that song. He was on the building on the top of the roof, and Crazy Joe asked the little chubby kid, said, "You smoke crack, don't you? Well, jump off the roof. Go on and jump then." Y'all remember that scene? Let me find that scene. I gotta tell you about that. You're making me think about something. What was the name? It was the movie Stand By Me. Stand By Me. We had the little kid on the roof scene. It was Morgan Freeman. God, he plays God in another movie. When you find out that what you're doing in the Stand By Me roof scene, when you find out what you're doing is self-destructive, what you're doing is not working factually, and you realize that if you continue along your way, you are going to kill yourself. And just why wait? Just go on and jump off that roof. No, it wasn't Stand By Me. What was the name of it? What was the name of it? It wasn't Stand By Me was the dead guy on the tracks. That's right. That's the four white boys get together and they go for a nice walk down the tracks to go see a dead man. That was no wrong movie. Not Stand By Me. What's the name of the movie? Y'all know exactly what I'm the crack roof scene. Somebody post the name of it. You smoke crack, don't you? What's the name of the movie? I'm gonna wait here till somebody tell me the name of the daggone movie. Y'all watch TV. Don't act like you don't watch no TV. Y'all been posting videos all damn weekend. I've been avoiding about democracy in the streets. I'm gonna stop it. What's the name of the movie? You know what I'm talking about? No, not New Jack City. He took the chubby kid. He was a teacher. Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe with the bat. And went in to fix the school, put the chains on. Lean on me. There you go. Who said that? Brett Carey for the win. Lean on me. If you have not watched this movie, you need to watch it. Lean on me, not Stand By Me. Kind of similar, same thing. Which reminds me, I need to get my Hug Me shirt. I gotta get my free hug shirt on so I can go walk out in public and scare people. The Stand By Me roof scene. I've just put clean by me. No, lean on me. See how my brain did that? Stand by me, clean on me, lean on me, became clean on me. There you go. This is it. The roof scene. Right there. Crazy Joe. This was the kid right here. He smoked crack. Let's say he smoked Democrat. No, actually, that's wrong. He smoked Republican. He smoked Ireland. He smoked America. He smoked stealing other people's sovereignty. Let's say he had a hobby like voting. He had something that was unsustainable, something that didn't go really, really well. And he was smoking crack. And Crazy Joe took him up on the roof. Think of me as Crazy Joe. I'm Crazy Joe with less pimples and things on my face because I'm only 29. You smoke crack, don't you? Well, why don't you jump off the roof right now? Why burn down the country one building at a time? Why don't you just go ahead and just send a nuke? Just go ahead and do it. What are we waiting for? Right? Conservatives, well, waiting on Jesus. Well, wait on Jesus. Maybe Jesus don't want you to wait on him. Go ahead and burn everything up right now. Just blow everything to somebody light off a nuke now. Why are we waiting? What's the delay? If you know that this direction of tribalism and continue to fight each other people and steal what they got because you think you ruling everybody else works better, why don't you go on and jump now? You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? Is that a crack pipe? That's a crack pipe. You can read, write, you can spell. You realize the long-term effects of tribalism on this planet that's slowly destroying every single mammal on it and bacteria too? Go on and jump now. What's the wait? Why you don't need the likes on your post? And this is how my mind thinks, right? Like, you're in the herd. You're following the herd. You know everything popular is co-opted. So why are you in the group? Why are you doing what other people tell you to do? Go on and jump. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Arlene. I'm about to go read some last couple of comments on the roll. I don't remember the numbers, pure evil, basically the whole suburb of Tulsa. Yo, that's right, Patricia. I need the suburb video. I need to show you the suburb video. I gotta show you the suburb video. You could live in a trap and relocation. We moved 2 chipmunks last week. Oh, y'all talking about gardening, trapping chipmunks? Okay. I'm about to get me rid of a rabbit. Personally, I went in my garden. Who was that? Megs the other day, there's a rabbit in there. Oh, that rabbit, he about to burn. I'm sorry. He trying to take my carrots, man. I love wildlife and I love animals, but I love to eat just a little bit more. There's a rabbit in there. He was hopping around. Oh, he was cute too, man. He had that little bunny tail, the white bunny tail, hopping around. Oh no, he ain't gonna make it. Oh, here we go. Here we go right here. He ain't gonna make it. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you right now. But you ran, I thought you were a hippie. I'm a hippie with a belly. Yes, I'm hippie, I ain't stippy. Okay? I'm hippie, I ain't stupid. Bad times are coming, food prices are going up, people about to die, and I have no interest in paying $18.99 for no bag of rice. Do I look like I got $18.99 for it? This shirt is an old shirt. It's got a stain right here, and that stain has been there for damn near at least 29 years. All right? I ain't paying no $18.99 for no rice and no bread. I'm growing my own food. Why? Because I believe my granddaddy more than the television. My granddaddy said, people hungry, then feed them. And I believe in feeding people. My neighbors, they got food, they won't join Antifa. They ain't got no food, then they supposed to join Antifa or Prayer Boys and go fight to eat. I'd rather that they not. See, this is a picture of the bricks. Y'all see the bricks? With all the corporations, they need to renovate their buildings. Or George Soros or somebody else ordered a whole bunch of bricks. Be smart enough to say, you know what? I thought that this was grassroots, but now I'm seeing mice traps and mice everywhere. Maybe I don't want to be a part of this. Maybe. I got to show you this. This made me upset. I don't like it. I mean, do you want this to happen on your street? Oh, that's my page. Free the planet or bust. Humanity is freeable. I changed the name once before. I'm not going to change it again. I think that fits. It was something before somebody told me, call it Gerard's page or something stupid like that. I didn't know as a young person. They tell you this is what you're supposed to do. It's how social media work. I did it, and it's just like, dang, that sounds really narcissistic, man. That just really sounds like you brought the sociopath out and you put it on a Facebook page. So I changed the name. Why free the planet? Or bust? Well, because who wants to live in a world 100% controlled by billionaires? Because people don't think they got a country and they don't. It's owned by billionaires, right? This is why I say don't leave. This is why I say we stay and fight. You can be a coward and leave if you want to, but now is the time where we can change everything. The planet is not only freeable, we have the resources and automation to free everybody, print houses for everybody. Everybody had a car that they want. There's no reason to fight anymore. There's really no reason even for currency anymore. The passion is now on the streets with everybody out there who believes in democracy. All you got to do is get them over to anarchy and believe in sovereignty. And let all the robots do all the heavy lifting, let everybody go free, and then you ain't got to have cops in the street spraying little 8-year-old girls with pepper spray. All right, look at this. Check this out. Oh, you know what? Was that Reddit? That's not the video. This video right here, did y'all see this one? Oh man, I hate going to websites. Let me hang on. I gotta click it off because I click on it. Might be some, I don't know, it might be a Beaufont site. I might click on it and got some titty balls fall out at me or something. I can't have that. And Facebook already gives me a hard time. I don't need no more of a hard time. Let's see. Clickbait. No, this is a good one. This is a good link. Okay. Hey, sex sells and so does colonize their consciousness, which is why everybody got that colonizer consciousness. Did y'all see the lady in New York? I don't know if that was new or old. The next lady that called the police on the poor people, the one that was walking and abusing the dog, and the guy didn't like it because he was a bird watcher. He's a black dude. I hate these slaver names. We got to come up with other names. He was a dark-skinned Moor from the land of Moor. He wasn't a light-skinned Moor. He was a dark-skinned Moor. And the light-skinned Moor was walking her dog and not being nice to it. And the dark-skinned Moor, who was a bird watcher in New York City, Central Park, said, hey, you're supposed to have your dog on a leash around here. I'm out here, see the birds, and the birds flying around, and I got my goggles and a camera, and I want to see all the birds in Central Park. Can you please put your dog on a leash because he might kill one of the birds. We've got leash laws now. And she said, stop it! I hate you! I'm adding a little lie to it. You're African American. I'm gonna call the police right now and say you're trying to kill me. Did y'all see that one? Oh my goodness. Yeah, she lost her job. I don't know if she didn't go to jail. They suspended her. That was interesting. That doesn't happen all that often, that you got a dark-skinned Moor in Central Park looking for birds. I think there's a bigger story, a greater story there. But I was watching a guy do a commentary on it that my brother said. And he had a shirt. He said, not today, colonizer. And I was listening to him do the analysis from that video. And he was a popular guy, it looks like, you know. But it's like, not today, colonizer. And he started talking about all the racist words, and white fragilities, and guilts, and sympathize, and sympathy, whatever, and allies, and all the silly things that these liberal universities came up with that were weaponizing children. The same people from the civil rights movement that turned on Martin Luther King. When Martin Luther King found it out, and they were okay with him being murdered, the same people that are running the DNC now, and the Black Caucus, and all these leaders writing books that you believe in and follow that turn on Fred Hampton too. He had a shirt that said, not today, colonizer. I don't know, when I hear certain words, I just see the colonizer consciousness. I think that's a thing. I think that's the thing. I think there are people who want Rome to burn. There are people who want Babylon to fall to free the human race. And there are people who just want to be in control of it. They have no problem with racism. They ain't got no problem with controlling people in slavery. They just want to be the ones that do it. Right? Which is why all those folks got together and they let these people with Lyndon Johnson and Hoover kill Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. Just be careful. Don't ever ally with the sellouts, people. I'm trying to tell you. It's like Lucifer. When Lucifer comes, when he comes, he does not look like a white nationalist. I'm gonna tell you right now. When Lucifer comes, he does not look like Antifa. When Lucifer comes, Lucifer is gonna come in your identity, your skin color, probably with your hair and a beer can and mullet if necessary, or an afro and a daishiki. That's what Lucifer does. Lucifer is too smart to come as your enemy. Lucifer is gonna look like whoever you would trust. Like cops walking down the street in suburbia. Did y'all see this? Let's watch this real quick. Look at this.
Go inside! Get inside! Get
Birdie.
Get inside!
Get inside.
Get the hell down! Let's go! Light him up!
Light them up.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
Boom, boom, boom. Pop, 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 pop. Light them up. Oh!
Get in.
People running there, shot by rubber bullets. Y'all see this? This is the world you want to be. This is the change you want in suburbia. This is a suburban neighborhood. Look at this. Nice little houses. And hang on. So you know what? I analyzed this video a few times. You know the problem I had with this video? Number one, you ain't never supposed to give a gun to children. You don't never do that. That's a bad idea. You got these, and you know they all about 23, 24, 25. How would you feel if some children came down your street in costume and riot gear with guns telling you to go in your house and you didn't pay for that house? You get up in the morning, 6 o'clock every morning, and you take your antidepressants and you make your coffee You get the children on the bus. You can go to work, kiss the husband, you can get to work, be told what to do, then bossed around, pushed around just to make just barely enough coin to get it to lunch, make the lunchtime, to get out of the lunchtime, get you some bagels and donuts and ho-hos and that chicken donut sandwich that they got down there at the KFC. And then you go back to your slavery job work and you work the rest of the day and the boss is over your back asking for the TPS reports. You get to the end of the damn day, you finally get to go home, but you can't because you got to stop on the way home to pick up the kids from daycare and hear about the daycare and what had happened was, and get in the car and the kids got all that energy for you. And then you finally get up to the house, but you can't sit down because you got to feed the dog now, you got to water them, you got to sit the kids down. It's indoctrination homework time to teach them that colonization is a good idea and give them the colonizer consciousness and teach them that you need to get a job for billionaires and their corporations and get a career in slavery, to work real hard. And you go through that and the husband come home, he had some problems, whatever. And you did this for 30 years of your life to buy a damn house. To buy a damn house. And here come some children working for the Rothschilds and Rockefellers in your damn house. Ain't nobody protesting out on the street. Ain't no bottles out there. You don't see no pallet and no damn bricks. Ain't no kids out there, and they shoot you in your doorway. Freedom.
Inside! Get in your house now! Let's
That's
go!
what we call it. Door to door, coast to coast.
Light 'em up!
Light them up.
Go inside now! Get in the house!
Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in.
This was Minneapolis. Yeah, suppose it hurt. Humvees on the neighborhood. This is what y'all want. Hey, listen. Democracy. Don't act like Plato and told you. He told you 3,000 years ago. Yeah, that was the one I wanted to show. It's a whole bunch of great videos out there this weekend. Same as Stalin would do to his people. Exactly, Mark. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? It's like, oh, well, Stalin and Mao and Genghis Khan and Hitler. It's a consciousness, and it just keeps transferring and jumping from people to people to people to people, or nation to nation to nation, and the First Reich, the Second Reich, the Third Reich, the Fourth Reich, and we're just here in the Fourth Reich. When you believe in systems are sovereign, governments are sovereign, nations are sovereign, the people who steal, kill, genocide, rape, bomb other buildings with children on them, when you give them your power, your sovereignty, then this is what they're supposed to do. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with the police. You say, oh, the police are brutal. No, they're not. No, they're not. The police are doing exactly what they're paid to do when they broke policing, right? You can't police a people constitutionally when all the laws are unconstitutional. It ain't never gonna happen. The police do exactly what they're supposed to do, and that's outside of whether or not George Floyd was or was not killed, was or was not in league, was or was not paid, did or did not know. Bottom line is, to me, that doesn't even matter. It's like I said, it's academia. I'm not so interested. Because the thing is about the truth is, I like theory. It's interesting. But they're never going to tell us the truth, right? When you give government your sovereignty, when you give systems and corporations and groups your sovereignty, they don't actually owe you anything. They don't owe you anything. They don't have to tell you anything. They don't have to respect anything. You gave them your sovereignty. This is what Beaufort talks about. When you create a government, you hand over your sovereignty. They can give you all the Bill of Rights and constitutions that you want. They don't have to follow it at all, ever. Ever, right? These things are sheets of paper, right? You deserve the freedom that you are willing to fight for, right? The right is right about that. You deserve it. I mean, like I said, everybody's right. Left is right, the right is right, the middle's right, everybody's right. You deserve the freedom you'll stand for. It's just a piece of paper. But when you give someone your sovereignty, they can do anything they want to you. And that's if you have a government, not a corporation organized to look like your government to end the republic. All right. Napoleon also, religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. Oh, lots of catchy slogans and the accomplished carnival bankers or barkers. Yes, Miss Tree. Ooh, oh man, I heard that a long time ago. And I didn't believe it. I didn't Miss Tree. I didn't believe none of that. I was just like, you crazy. I was like, you crazy. It's my religion. Stop it. My God loves me. Jesus loves me. This I know. 'Cause I'm indoctrinated. Mommy told me so. Him who loves me. This something, something. I am 29. So I forgot the rest of the words. There's a difference between Christ and Christianity. Okay? The difference between Jesus and Yeshua, right, is that they've modified and changed things over the history of time. And the thing that you said is very true. The billionaires, the kings, the lords, the Iron Bank, they always create something to convince you to fight the other poor people, not them. That's all it is. That's all it is. The right and the left is designed to get you to fight each other like the religions are. As long as y'all are fighting each other over gods, spaghetti monsters, not being spaghetti monster gods and nothing, the plank length, Antifa and fascism or first fascism, the prayer boys. As long as the poor people are all fighting each other, then the billionaires won. It's a game of Monopoly. That's all it is, just one big game. So I agree with you. They always give people tools. They look at them old scriptures and they decide, well, which scriptures stay in and which ones need to come out. Because you can't keep all of these. No, this is Book of the Watches. No, you can't keep that in there. Oh, hell no. No, you can't keep it. That we're not the only creatures in the universe. No, you can't keep that in there. No, we need them to know that the only power in this universe is us. The Darth Vader. We are the Darth Vader. We are the and oh my, doesn't it look like a movie of Star Wars outside? You got all the people in riot gear. They look like the stormtroopers. I told y'all when that movie came out, the last Star Wars that come out, I made a post and I said, in the end, right? In the end, the Jedis win. But you need to know who the Jedi are. You need to know who the stormtroopers are and who the Jedi are. But these are always tools of control. Absolutely, always tools of control. They've everything since the beginning of the human race was to take free will from people. And that's why whatever the God thing is, that I'm convinced I don't now know much about other than this, I'm supposed to love other people, take care of other people, feed other people, be nice to other people, heal them if I can. If they can't touch the hem of my garment, I'm supposed to give them some universal health care, but not universal health care and disease management, but real health care, the herbs that grow in the ground, all the things these colonizers conscientists have been banning from the very beginning of time. Why people so pissed off and upset, yelling and screaming in the streets for their own democracy. They're always there to control people. All they want to do is they want to make sure you are fighting the people who have no resources. They want to make sure you are fighting the people who got no money. They want to make sure you are fighting the other poor people. It's like a stadium. It's a big coliseum. One big coliseum. They pulled all them books out, which is why we talk about ancient archaeology. We talk about the ancient scripts and texts, and why my brother's got a problem with me now. Because their scriptures were in earlier texts. You can't avoid that evidence. No matter what you do, you cannot say this is the word of God and somebody copied it with some trace paper. Y'all remember tracing paper? Do y'all even know what paper is? How old are y'all? Tracing papers, when you put that paper down on top and you trace over the top of it, they did that with the scriptures. And it doesn't mean that religion's a bad thing. I'm not against religion. I'm listening to what Miss Tree is saying and the depth of it, that you can use anything to control people, right? If that God came and said you got free will, then explain to me why you're in a group. Your God came and told you got free will and everybody else got it. Why are you in a group called a democracy that takes sovereignty from people and gives it to corporations, especially bankers who are money changers? When the Christ came, he overturned the tables when they was in the church. A Christ that didn't have a bank account. A Christ that didn't have no money. A Christ that wasn't even Christ. That was Christoph somebody. And Jesus' name, his name originally was Yeshua. Yeshua. He didn't start with a J. So anyway, yeah, religion is an interesting thing. But when I look at it, Miss Tree, I like the basic core principles. Thou can't steal, which is looting, on the local level and on the global level, on the political party level and on the continental level. Thou cannot kill, which is what's happening on the local level, which is what's happening on the political party level, which is what's, oh my God, let me mention the Clintons, which is happening on the global level, on the national level, right? Supposed to give people the shirt off your back. People have a need. You don't have a government that forces them. You leave people alone. You don't write 1 million laws taking and regulating their ability to take care of themselves. You don't take out a barter system to make them all barter in your own coin so you can control them, and government and banks can be the god. That's what that did, right? And free will. I have no right to tell anybody what to do. My problem with doing these videos are I'm afraid that I might break people. I don't want to break people. This is why I always say to people, listen to yourself. You are a self. You have an internal voice. You are in sync with God, soul, other dimensions, whatever all that is. All we are here to do is to talk about each other's experiences and learn from that and move forward. That's the only fear I have is I don't want to be convincing to make anybody like me. If the whole world's like me, then what's the point in the world? It's useless. You know? We need that Genie right there to be as quirky as Genie is, making crafts with kids. We need Riley to be Riley J. We need Kim Jackson to be Kim Jackson, her beautiful babies. And Christ Henderson need to be Christ Henderson. Don't nobody need to be throwing this pretty little white girl in the back of a police car while people yelling Black Lives Matter. No, white lives matter too. It's about sovereignty in a police state. It's a democracy. Yeah, that happened to her. Personally, I've never been thrown in the back of a police car. I've had guns put in my face by cops, but I've never been thrown in the back of a police car. Everybody has a story and everybody's sovereign. When they got free will, you don't have secret police. You don't have men on the street with guns and batons and mace and shock things to take away people's free will to give bankers money. You don't have none of that. You know, so that's the only fear I have is people would listen to me. The people I love the most tend to be on Facebook. You know, and it's not anything against y'all YouTube. I love y'all too. Y'all some of my deepest people too. But this is where we are in the world. But we are in interesting times. Nobody can take that away. We are in interesting times, but you need to listen to you. If a higher power tells you need to be downtown, then that's where you need to be. If a higher power tells you need to be in your house critiquing people downtown, like I said, for me, this is a voyage, and I'm trying to find out who I'm supposed to be. I'm trying to find myself. I don't think I've ever met myself. I think that I see the guy in the mirror, and I see what black people made. I see what the people who killed Martin Luther King made. I see what the people who destroyed this land and stole it from the Native Americans made. I see what the Christians made. And I'm doing everything I can, y'all, to rip that person out. As I'm doing everything I can, but I know a lot of that indoctrination is still in me. That's why I say don't trust me. Don't trust me at all. I could be CIA. I could be the black dude, FBI, CIA. I could be. Walter said that. He said, you know what? I think Gerard is CIA. I might be. How would you know? You know, the CIA, they don't all know each other. They're a bunch of different groups. But no, you got to be yourself. You got to be yourself. You got to find yourself. Don't let anybody tell you ever what to do. You are a god and goddess, and you are created in the image of whatever the Almighty is, which whatever's in books. Some of them might be close, but none of them hit it on the nail. Not enough to fight with anybody over that. Things that we don't know, things we never met. War-winning tactics. Yeah, mistreating. That's the war-winning tactic. Is you take the enemy's will to fight. You know, you take their will to fight. You don't have to go blow it. That's what they did in World War I and II. That's logistics, right? They blew up the ball bearings factory and the oil, right? They took their ability to fight. You can take your enemy's will to fight just by getting rid of the enemy. You know, questioning who the actual enemy is. All you have to do, and it's just the easiest thing. This is why I was telling Walter, like, no, I don't think we need to be leaving America. I think right now we're going to dictate what the kids live with, whether these kids who are fighting in the street actually have freedom so they don't have to fight in the street in the future. Right? Whether they can go their own way, where robots do the labor, and instead of doing the labor for billionaires and trillionaires, we stop fighting amongst the poor that don't own robots and don't own the resources and say, no, we're going to free the human race, like Pat Riley says. Now is not a time to leave. Now is a time to be an adult. Now is a time to step up and do what's right. What we've always known is right, been told what is right since the beginning. Respecting and loving each other and act like we got common damn sense. Nature has a way of getting rid of people that got no sense of what is common. It does. It's called survival of the fittest. If you can't figure out that you're being played, then you're supposed to die. What's the name of that movie where they go out on the street and kill each other at nighttime? They pretend it's anarchy. No, it's just actually democracy that you got together, decide with everybody in your house, you're gonna go to the next house and murder everybody, same way nations do. What's the name of that movie? At nighttime, 24 hours to kill each other and you can do anything you want to do. That's not anarchy. That's not sovereignty. That's not a core belief of anarchy. That's democracy. What's the name of that movie? What's the name of that movie? Purge, yes, purge. That's what we living in. This is why I love Hollywood. Who's that? Riley and Arlene. I love that movie because that's actually what this is. We just, in privileged America, are now seeing more of it. We're now seeing what we've done to other nations, which is why the whole world is just sitting around probably laughing at us, culling. We're now seeing it. This is the end result of believing in this colonizer consciousness, this idea we can rob and steal anybody who we want. The kids are in the streets doing what we've done, what we voted for, supported, corporations we bought for, and the stock market we invested in. They're just doing that. That's why I think everything is energy. You know, everything is energy. It is funny, Riley, and it's not funny both at the same time. It's funny that the kids become us. The apple never falls too far from the tree. Y'all know that saying? The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Yeah, Patty, Hunger Games is coming. And the question is whether or not we're going to pretend like we know that that's coming. We're going to pretend like we know that they shut down the supply chain in our world, that there's a reason why the garden centers don't have the plants they used to. There's a reason why the price of food is going up. There's a reason why Home Depot doesn't have all the plastic it's supposed to, because they literally shut down internationally the world supply chain. And there are people who are going to make trillions of dollars from it. Get ready, because the fall is coming. Either we're going to be in the ring fighting each other over food, or we're going to take back our sovereignty and learn how to take care of yourself, learn how to take care of your kids, become strong again, become a strong woman, tired of being a weak woman, tired of being a weak man, a popular weak man, a popular weak woman. Because that's how you get popular now, because you got to be weak. The deepest thinkers I know, like the people just do these things in my mind, it's like, boom! They're just people on YouTube and Facebook. They're not popular. They're never on the news. They barely got any like posts or shares or anything. They post things, I'm like, damn, I don't know why I thought of that. Damn, is that deep? And that adds to something somebody else said, So there's a reason why the most deepest thinkers are never on television. Never. And the very rare time some of the people who think deep get on and they start saying something true, they turn it off. Well, they'll do anything they can to make them look crazy as hell. If Brother Todd Church made it on TV, I guarantee, because he talked for a minute, they took it and they cut it and chipped it and flipped it and did all kind of things to it to make it say like, they will make him seem like he is the craziest person on the planet. Why? Because that's what sells papers. Yeah, I hate him. It's just a conflict system. It's how it all works. They leave the sinking ship. Yeah, they do, Christine. Yeah, they do. They always leave the sinking ship, let the rats die, the same way they did on the Titanic. What did they do on the Titanic when it was going down? They locked steerage. They always lock steerage. They always lock steerage. Now it's time for you to look across your bunk in steerage and really realize that you don't own any resources. And neither does that guy over there. You may not like him, he may not like you, but the difference between someone that doesn't like you is they're apathetic to you. The billionaires that own your nation, the billionaires that own this world, they're indifferent. They don't even think you exist. You are a commodity. They are using you to burn down buildings. They are using you to talk bad about the people that are burning down buildings. They are using you, whether it's by word or action, to stay against the people that have nothing to do with what you're going through. So we're supposed to be controlled robots. Well, Arlene, we are controlled, and then we become robots. I like how you said that, Arlene Cruz. We're supposed to be controlled robots, and that's exact. We are biological robots right now, and they're slowly replacing us with software and hardware. And once they finally got the software and the hardware to do all the heavy lifting, Arlene, they don't need us. They don't, and it may not be Arlene and me. It'll be our kids or our grandkids. And when that day comes, they got people to fight their wars. They got the ability to kill off everybody. They got the viruses that they need to release. They'll get rid of the plant. They'll get rid of the slaves on the plantation, because that's what master has always done, because that's what the cattle drivers do. When it's not profitable to keep them, they kill them. Like they told me, they just put down 2 million chickens the other day. Why'd they put down 2 million chickens in a nation where people are starving and ain't got no food? Ain't nobody out there to take care of the chickens. So it's profitable for the chicken farmer to kill them. Otherwise, the chicken farmer got to keep feeding them. So they killed all those chickens. This is the world we live in. The question is, do we really want to change it, or do we want to be popular? That's what you gotta ask yourself. The popular people never have a true message. They never do. They never do, and they never will in this model. In this model, only crime pays. The minute I get popular, that's the minute you know that I'm saying things that ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. The TV will always show you only what will keep the plantation afloat. Better late than never. Hey, I'm listening. Yeah, better late than never, Patty. And now is the time. If not now, when? If not us, who? Christianity was do or die from the start. I like it too. Fascinating histories. Well, you know what? I look at things like that, Miss Trina. It's always the names that get people in trouble. You know, I maybe the word religion is better, but I think there's only one real truth. Right? And people give up looking for that truth for an identity. They get a label and they stop looking, which is what the kings wanted. That's why they created the religious groups, is to get you to stop looking. To me, I think the truth is in science and in scripture. You know, but you got to be open-minded enough to put the two together with what you see in your world today. It makes sense of things. Most people are in ego and judgment and don't care to think deeply. Even think it's okay. It went all the way down, Kim Jackson. Oh, yeah. And I'll get out of here shortly. Most of the people today told us we're crazy. We're keep speaking deep truth. Most of the people, that's a different comment, Kim. Where's Kim said? No, most of the people are in ego, so in judgment, and don't care to think deeply, even think it's crazy. What's truly crazy is our collective shallow mob mentality. What's truly crazy is democracy. And the only thing crazier than democracy, the way you said it, is shaking a bag of indoctrination on it, making people increasingly tribal, which is what we see in the streets right now. Let me add it to what you just said underneath that. Most of the people, they told us we're crazy, we're speaking the truth. Yes, because, Kim, in a democracy, tribal conflict, survival of the fittest, taking sovereignty from everybody and giving it to groups systemically, it's an insane system, number one. It's insane to give up your power to anything. Two, it needs to make the people who speak the truth crazy. It needs to make them crazy as crazy. It needs to make the message so unpopular that none of the slaves will go for it, Kim. Same way on the slave plantation, right? What did Harriet Tubman say? Assuming she said that, I'm pretty sure she did, that I freed thousands of slaves, and I could have freed thousands more if only they knew they were slaves. And I think if people actually knew where the real power sat, that the crazy people actually the ones that are always speaking the truth, the Nikola Teslas, Martin Luther Kings, you know, going all the way back, even the Einsteins. Even Einstein got the hell out of Germany when the Third Reich came in. They thought he was crazy, right? When your system is insane, the wise people will always be the ones that are held up and burned at the stake. It's always a witch hunt for those people. Artificial food shortages are always one of their top tools for introducing or inducing submission. The other one is fear. Yes, Patricia. And fear is always at that top. The funny thing about what the two things you just said, Patricia, is what real fear is there when everybody knows the future is okay? There is none. What real fear is that when everyone's focused on the resource-based economy, not a conflict-based one? What real fear is that when everybody knows in the future that they'll have a house, they'll have robots that are growing their food, and that they're safe? There is no real fear. You can't control people unless you give them fear. That's how they broke the human race. That's why I keep posting that video, Patricia. Who did that? The one that how the human race was enslaved. I forgot the name of it. Where he shows and he walks, you know, us through us being sovereign to a point where we're given fear. And the reason why we can't be as brave as a Chihuahua going up against a Great Dane, a Doberman Pinscher, or a Poodle is because we have fear. And the Chihuahuas have no fear. They only have something that they're required to do. And I think if we really thought about it, Captain Ty, Kim Jackson, Patricia Hauser, Ann Jones and Audrey and Miss Tree and Citizen Bev, that we all got a job to do like a chihuahua, and our job is to each other. Our job is to our cousins. Our job is to the entire family of Moors that all came from the same land. Whether it's religion or science, we all came from the same people. Our job is to each other, and our job is to not be fearful of the white nationalists, the Antifas, the banks, the corporations. Our fears of doing the wrong thing. Our fear, our drive should always be fighting the good fight. Fighting the good fight for each other, not to rob each other, not to loot each other. If things were more locally produced, the chickens wouldn't have to get killed. And this is why it works out. And for the same reason, Puerto Rico went through just what it was. We have to go back to being local and sustainable. The only things that are sustainable are local, and we can convert local systems where you don't have any billionaires and conflict-based systems, and a model systemic democracy, which is just the looting option of looting local or looting globally. We'll convert that into automation. You know, look up the Venus Project, look up the Zeitgeist Movement. That's why I keep plugging those systems, because we have new systems. We have a way to go. Don't ever take Master's tool or his colonizer consciousness or his voting levers and figure out a way that you think that you're going to take over a system, and you're not Milton Bradley. You're just a piece on the board. You can get more property than the others, but you still work for the banks. You're still being controlled. You're still a slave. Poor chickens screwed, whichever way the wind blows. This is very true, Audrey, but not in the future. Not if we don't want. Right? We know we can 3D print very healthy meat if we choose to, but you got to open source it. Don't let, Audrey did a video a little while about 3D printing meat. If I ate meat, the only meat I'd want to eat is open source, the healthiest, most organic, cellular grown meat on the planet. And it's not going to be version 1. It's not going to be version 2. It might be version 3 if it's open source and all the doctors and scientists and people can test it and check it and make sure it's safe. Ain't no glyphosate in it. It's got all the vitamin A, D, 3, B, everything, amino acids and enzymes, all the things that meat have in it. We can fix the problem, Audrey, but it's never going to get fixed under an ism. Whether it's socialism, communism, or capitalism, it doesn't really matter. If one group owns the capital, they own the system. And as long as they own the system, chickens will never be free. They'll be murdered till they 3D print meat, and the 3D printed meat will be just above whatever's healthy, that's healthy enough to keep the slaves walking, talking, working, and the product as profitable as possible. I love and appreciate y'all. Please stay safe. Yep, Jeannie, and I can't believe that they actually got me to finally stay safe, stay safe. I have to say that now. I can't believe it. I thought it was silly when they said social distancing, stay safe, stay indoors, wear your mask. And now it's like, no, you need to stay safe now. Now's the time to focus on safety. Absolutely. Has that ever stopped the opportunists? Has what ever stopped the opportunists, Kay? Robots doing our work, not worth it, will make us weak. No, Kay, so when I say robots doing the work, I'm not talking about the essential work. I'm not talking about the billionaires' essential work. I'm talking about the things that robots do better at. Human beings have important work to do, like raising your kids, preparing the next generation, working on the farm, playing your music, doing whatever you need to do. Like, like there's an idea that if the robots do all the heavy lifting, they do all the labor, it'll make people weak or lazy. No, it won't. Daycares have proven that. You go into daycare, those kids don't give two damns about it. I got something to do. You go into daycare, you ain't never seen no kid. The only time they're sitting in the corner is if the teacher tell them to. You go into daycare, what them kids doing? Oh, they got some blocks, some Tinker toys, they got the car, they're fighting Godzilla, they're doing something, they're fixing somebody. Human beings will never stop. But if we take away the useless labor, right, the building buildings and plumbing and whatever, no, the plumber can still plumb if he wants to. He can plumb his own house. We'll never stop working. We are creators. We can't ever create. We are all, in a way, designed after the creator. We got to create something. For a lot of women, it's babies. For men, it's DIY. It's something, and other women's babies and DIY. Like, we are creators because we came from a creator. I think we're in this big creator simulation, but we're not happy unless we're making something. And we're not happy unless the people around us are happy. right? I think there's a lot of deep thought we need to think about that. We truly only become stronger when we stop doing the billionaires' labor. We're weak right now. We're weak right now because we're accountants, we're bankers, we're software engineers, we work at the McDonald's, work at the Target. We're weak in terms of consciousness. We're weak in terms of freedom and free will and being stewards of the planet. We're weak. We don't even tell our government what to do. We can't even tell our kids how to live because we got a corporation that's telling us how to do that. We are the epitome of weak right now. The only way we get strong is freeing the people and letting them go back to do the things that they were sent here to do. You gotta free the people, like Pat Riley said. Free people do beautiful things. They create a beautiful world. Slaves will never create anything other than global corporations for billionaires, so the billionaires get sick of them and go ahead and throw them off of their planet so they're not taking in their oxygen and then nostrils. Right? There's local looting and global looting. You got a system that gives you an option where it's like this circular cycle of local looting that becomes global looting, and after a while it goes back to local looting to global looting, and no one stops to say, well, maybe everybody should have the things that they need, and we shouldn't have any power, we shouldn't have any billionaires, and I shouldn't have more than you, you more than me. I shouldn't tell you how to live, you shouldn't tell me how to live. Maybe if we can rediscover sovereignty and anarchy, we can stop all this democracy on the streets. You know? But we got to educate ourselves. We actually have to look into the definitions of these terms. We have to look at the fruits of our labors and determine that this isn't a labor that we need to continue. So, yeah, no, I don't think people ever be weak. We don't like to be weak. We like to be strong, and we'll always do the things that by default we're driven to. We're all sitting here with a passion, and we need to release the human race to go do those passions. Hey, listen, this is Gerard. Oh, I missed anything by Jesse today. We are here. But we are here to free the people. Amen. That's it. That's the only reason I think you're here, Jesse. I think you were sent here for a reason. I have no idea why you're here, but I need you to chase your passion. I need Hillary to chase her passion. Christine needs it. Rebecca needs it. Karen, Christ, not the Karen, our Karen, KB. Not the Karen that called the police on people because she's choking her dog and the guy wants to bird watch. Not that Karen. Miss Tree needs to be Miss Tree. We're sitting here for a reason. And it wasn't to talk on Facebook about being free to go do those things, right? This is just where we are in the moment. Anyway, how you going? This is Gerard. Listen, I love y'all to death. Y'all have a fantastic, phenomenal day. What is today? Don't even ask me because I always get the day wrong. I think it's Monday, isn't it? It's Monday. I'm pretty sure it's Monday all day. I know because I got slavery back on Friday. Friday, we'll go back to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, anybody on the West Coast. I don't have a choice. We live in a conflict-based world. We got a democracy, which means I don't need to be free. I don't get to be free. The plantation is open back on Friday. Get time to change it. Y'all have a great day. It's Gerard, man. I love y'all to death.